Ridgefield Raptors baseball. The pregame show starts right now.
We are back at home for another three-game series here from Ridgefield. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is Ridgefield Raptors baseball, and it's the Bellingham Bells coming to town today to start a three-game series from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. Thanks for tuning in as Ridgefield makes the short drive back north to Ridgefield after the three-game series against Portland. It started out with a win against the Pickles, then a pair of one-run games, including a walk-off when the Pickles took the victory in 10 innings in the most recent game for the Raptors. Got the day off yesterday, and they come against the Bellingham Bells today. So losing the series to the Pickles, the Raptors are still in a pretty good record, second in the Southern Division at 11-7 on the year. This is the first meeting against the Bellingham Bells this year, and the only one here in Ridgefield. The Bells come in with a 7-11 record. They are a Northern Division team, so these two squads will not be fighting amongst each other for divisional standing. Each division gets their two postseason berths, and so it doesn't matter where they sit in the record in relation to each other, but these 6 games they will play this season obviously do matter for their own record. And so these ones are big for Ridgefield, which is coming down the stretch in the first half of the West Coast League standings and the schedule. Next series against Corvallis marks the finale in the first half. That's the first 24 games, and one team from the Southern Division will win a postseason berth, whichever team ends with the best record. Ridgefield will have to do a lot of work and probably need to win a lot of games. Corvallis sitting 3 games ahead. The Knights on a 7-game winning streak, and they've put some distance between everybody except for Ridgefield, which is really the one other team that is in play. The Portland Pickles now at 7-8 on the year. Cowlitz 1 game behind them at 6-9. The Bend Elks at 7-11. A lot of teams are just below 500. There's only 3 teams in the West Coast League that are above 500, and Ridgefield is one of them at 11-7. Let's get you the starting lineups here for the Raptors, who take the field here for the first of this 3-game series in the red uniforms and white pants. Leading off will be John Peck and playing shortstop. Caden Connor left field, and the 2-hole hitter Grant Heiser the catcher batting third. Cleanup hitters Will Chambers, designated hitter. And then it's Tafton Hensley, Dominic Enbody, Bradley Norton getting his first start, Patrick Stark, and Reese Hernandez, the rest of the starting 9. The starting pitcher tonight for Ridgefield is Nate Wheeldryer, getting a second appearance in the WCL. Had a great start in the last homestand, and the first batter he will face is Daniel Jernan, center fielder and leadoff man for the Bellingham Bells. Takes the ball inside, and we are underway at 6:34 p.m. Temperatures in the low 80s, 84 degrees at first pitch here from Ridgefield, and it feels a lot cooler. It is a lot cooler than last series. Another ball inside from Nate Wheeldryer. It's 2-0. to Daniel Jernan from Lower Columbia College, hitting .212 on the season. Nate Wheeldryer, the pitcher, a 6'1", 197-pound redshirt sophomore, most recently at the University of Washington. Throws a 2-0 pitch below the knees. 3-0 is the count from Nate Wheeldryer, who is making his second start. He pitched 6 days ago against the Yakima Valley Pippins in a win for the Raptors as he throws a 3-0, and he loses Jernan, who draws a 4-pitch walk to open up this ball game here for the Bellingham Bells. So Jernan is aboard. Next up is Yugo Hamakawa, the second baseman from Northwestern Oklahoma State, transfer from Edmonds Community College. And Hamakawa comes to the bat with a runner on first, nobody out, and the Ridgefield middle infielders going into double play depth. Defensive alignment has Grant Heiser, the battery mate of Nate Wheeldryer, Patrick Stark at third, John Peck at short, Bradley Norton at second, Dominic Enbody at first, who receives the pickoff attempt and slaps the tag on Daniel Jernan, who gets back in time. The outfield alignment has Tafton Hensley in left field, Reese Hernandez in center, and Caden Connor getting the start in right field for the Raptors. There comes Hamakawa to the plate and takes a strike from Nate Wheeldryer, who throws his first strike of the ball game, gets ahead of Hamakawa 0-1. And Wheeldryer with a man on first and nobody out. Pitched really well against Yakima Valley 6 days ago. Got the start and had good length. Went 5 innings in that contest, and the beginning was the best part. 0-1 pitch was outside here to Hamakawa, 1-1 at 89 miles an hour from Nate Wheeldryer. He started out perfect through the first 3 innings, retired the all 9 batters in the lineup in order in the first 3 innings. Then came out for the 4th, got the first 2 guys out, and the 3rd one hit a fly ball to right field. They got lost in the sun, and it ended up as a double, although it could have been caught for a fly ball. Upstairs in the 1-1, and Wheeldryer's behind 2-1 with a man on first, nobody out, just getting started in the top of the first inning here from Ridgefield. So that double broke his hitless streak there with 2 outs in the 4th inning against the Pippins, and then the next guy hit a home run. And so while that technically counted as 2 earned runs off of Wheeldryer, it felt like unearned. The runner goes, it's a hit and run, and it's slapped right by the shortstop into center field. The runner will go from second, and sliding into third is Daniel Jernan. He was stealing on the play, and a nice little slap ground ball by Hamakawa right where John Peck was situated before he went to cover second for the stolen base. And the hit and run works to perfection for the Bellingham Bells. They got runners on the corners with nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Good little play by Hamakawa. Really just took a half swing and it was all about the placement. Didn't need to hit it hard because John Peck was sprinting to second to cover the bag as Daniel Jernan was stealing. And Hamakawa just grounded it into shallow center field, and it helps to be not hit hard because Jernan could round third with the outfielders having to run in for it. First pitch swinging for Luis Aviles, the first baseman who misses it. Comes out of Tulane University. And the 21-year-old swings and gets into an 0-1 count with nobody out. Runners on the corners for Nate Wheeldryer, who ended up getting 1 more earned run against the Pippins. So he went 5 innings, 3 earned runs in that contest, a game that the Raptors won. But now he's got runners on the corners, throws high near the batting helmet of Aviles, who ducks under. He's hitting .273 on the year. Second series for Aviles is Nate Wheeldryer. We'll chat with Grant Heiser, his battery mate, here today. And Ridgefield needed to get out of some trouble here in the top of the first inning. They won the series opener against Portland with a lot of hitting. 15 runs in that contest against the Pickles. The offense has not been quite as torrid the last couple of games. 2 straight contests ending in 4-3 final scores, with the Pickles winning each 1-run game. But Ridgefield still with 4 series win out of 6 this season. 1-1 pitch fouled back. It's 1-2 as the Raptors have their infielders in double play depth, willing to concede a run if a double play opportunity arises. Daniel Jernan, the runner at third. Yugo Hamakawa, the runner at first. It's Luis Aviles at the plate. And Nate Wheeldryer on the mound with a 1-2 count here in the top of the first inning. No score, but the Bells with 2 runners aboard with nobody out. Wheeldryer comes set out of the stretch. The righty throws, and it is in there for a called 3rd strike. Viles waits on it and waits too long. A strike that drops in from Wheeldryer. 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Next batter's the cleanup man, Grayson Sterling, a former Raptor. Sterling, who got the start in the first ever game for the Ridgefield Raptors in West Coast League play. That was 2019 when they played the Yakima Valley Pippins. Grayson Sterling had the first hit for the Raptors that game and scored a run, and so he officially became the first Ridgefield Raptor with a hit and the first Raptor to score in the history of the organization. Now he's playing for the Bells against Ridgefield, and he steps in with runners in first and third here with 1 out, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Grayson Sterling, who's from Boise, is a Gonzaga Bulldog. He's a designated hitter today, 6'3", 185. When he played for the Raptors 2 years ago, he hit .275 with 3 home runs in that season. He's not playing as well for the Bells yet. He's hitting .136. But he likes this ballpark, and it was right here at the Rourke where he had that first hit and first run. The 0-1 pitch is hit high, not very deep into the outfield. Tafton Hensley, the left fielder, coming in. On a hurry, he'll make the catch, throw home. The runner tags and holds at third. And nobody advances on the fly out. Hensley makes the catch, and there's 2 down now. And the sac fly no longer in play for the Bellingham Bells, who got runners on first and third, nobody out. And then it's a strikeout and a fly out that was not deep enough to get the run home. Daniel Jernan bluffed and started to run a couple feet in to see if Hensley would throw in hurriedly and make a throw well over the catcher. Good block by Grant Heiser to keep it in play. Just up the third baseline a touch, but no run from Jernan. So runners remain on the corners. Now 2 outs. Next batter's Charlie Somm out of Stanford University incoming freshman. Takes a swing, hits it to right field. This one will carry back to the warning track, to the wall, and it's going to get out of here for a home run. That is a 3-run dinger for the incoming freshman, Charlie Somm, a 17-year-old from Thousand Oaks, California. And the first pitch he sees in this series, he takes it deep to right field on a windy day, and the wind helped. Took it out to right and kept going and gets into the bullpen. In right field is a 3-run home run right after Wheeldryer was working around it. He had gotten 2 outs and 1 out away from stranding 2, but Charlie Somm hits a 3-run home run here in the top of the first. It's 3-0, Bells leading. And that brings up Ty Saunders out of University of Portland. A 3-0 lead here for Bellingham getting underway. And Saunders also first pitch swinging. Good grab by N-Body at first base. He underhands to Wheeldryer, steps on the bag, and records the out. So 2 straight hitters take a first pitch swing, both to the right side. That one ending up in a inning-ending ground ball, 3-1 on the play. Well, 2 hits on the frame, 3 runs scored, no errors, nobody left on. And that does it for the top of the first. It's 3-0, Bellingham leading, and the Raptors will come up for the first time after this.
A lot has changed in Clark County since C-Tran began service in 1981. We've changed with it. 30 bus routes, 2 bus rapid transit projects, and millions of rides later, C-Tran has grown into an award-winning transit system serving Clark County, including the city limits of Ridgefield. Please join C-Tran in celebrating an amazing 40 years serving you, our community, with activities happening in 2021. Look for details at c-tran.com, and thank you for 40 great years.
Ridgefield Main Street thanks you for supporting the Raptors and downtown, the heart of Ridgefield. Spend the moolah you win at the game at downtown shops and restaurants. Upcoming events include Main Street Day, C-Tran Shuttle Downtown Tailgate, and the Friday Night Flicks Outdoor Film Series. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the cultural heritage of downtown Ridgefield while advocating for its future. More information at ridgefieldmainstreet.com and find us on Facebook at Ridgefield Main Street. We'll see you downtown, and go Raptors!
Welcome back to the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. We head to the bottom of the first inning with the Bellingham Bells putting up 3 runs in the top of the first on a 2-out, 3-run home run by Charlie Somm. And now the Raptors come to the plate for the first time, trailing by a 3 spot here in the series opener against the Bellingham Bells. John Peck to the plate to lead off. The pitcher tonight for Bellingham is Eric Chavarria, a 6'1", 165-pound senior right-hander out of Lewis Clark State in Lewiston, Idaho, originally from Long Beach, California. First pitch of the day for Chavarria is a called strike, making his fourth start this summer. He's gone 6 innings each time he's made a start. All 3 games, faced 3 different teams, now a 4th. He's had 0-1 to John Peck, and now throws an off-speed for strike 2. Chavarria has started against Yakima Valley, Port Angeles, and Bend. Gave up 0 earned runs, then 0 earned runs, then 3 earned runs in those 3 starts respectively. 6 innings each time. Here's the 0-2, sprayed foul by John Peck, who's hitting .307 on the year, getting his 87th at-bat of the summer. That's more than any other player in the league. He's been the leadoff guy the last week and a half or so, primarily for Ridgefield from Moore Park, California. And a Pepperdine infielder swings at another 0-2 pitch and fouls it off. So we'll see a 5th pitch of the at-bat from Chavarria, the 21-year-old from Mayfair High School in Long Beach. Originally went to Cypress College, where Kobe Morales went, or is going. 0-2 pitches hit hard to center field, looping up, and it's going to die in playable territory. Daniel Jernin drifts over and makes the catch in right center for out number 1. Brings up Caden Connor, the left fielder. And out of Cal State Fullerton, Daniel Chavarria, the pitcher, gets the first out. Originally from Cypress College, and could have faced a fellow Charger in Kobe Morales, but Kobe getting the day off today, and so Eric Chavaria, who likely will only pitch today, and Kobe, who I think will be back in the lineup tomorrow, the one game where they could have played each other when they're not in the lineup. They didn't overlap, however. Kobe has only been on the team this past spring down at Cypress. A called strike on Caden Connor, left-handed batter against right-handed pitcher. Chavaria with a 1.50 ERA. That's third in the summer. Third of all players this summer among those who have the qualifying number of innings. The 0-1 is outside to Caden Connors, hitting .253 on the year, 10 doubles on the season. It's a 3-0 lead for Bellingham, bottom of the first inning. After a 3-run home run in the top of the first, out of the windup comes Chavaria, swung on, also hit to center field. Going back is Jernin. This one will take him near the warning track, but he is able to camp there for a second or two before making the catch. 2 down on a pair of putouts by Daniel Jernin, the center fielder. And Grant Heiser coming to the plate. Highest spot in the batting order he has hit this season. Hitting in the 3-hole today. The catcher out of Seattle University has the top batting average on the team. He's hitting .438, albeit small sample size. In fact, he does not qualify for the league leader since he joined late and then got injured a bit, but he's back in the lineup, ready to go. And the starting catcher today takes a strike from Chavaria, 0-1 with 2 outs, nobody on. 3-0 is the score. Bellingham taking the lead. And Ridgefield up for the first time here in the bottom of the first. 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled from one catcher to another. It goes between the wickets of Charlie Somm, who had that 3-run home run. And now behind the dish is the catcher for the Bellingham Bells. Out of the windup for the 0-2, Chavaria deals outside to Grant Heiser, who's 7 for 16 on the year. He's got 1 double, 1 RBI. He's just gotten on base and allowed the other guys to score him. He scored 8 times in 16 at-bats. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and out ahead of the changeup, and he strikes out to end the inning. It's a 1-2-3 frame for Eric Chavaria. Keeps the 3-run lead intact. We head to the top of the second with the Bellingham Bells up 3-0.
This is WSU Vancouver, Southwest Washington's only 4-year research university. Whether in person or via distance delivery, WSU Vancouver offers high-quality education and an employer-respected degree. You'll get a small school feel and the kind of place where you know you matter. Here, you'll get personalized education that brings out the best in you and inspires you to achieve your highest goals. Now, what are you waiting for? Apply today.
The Ridgefield Raptors are thrilled to reunite with fans and enjoy summer baseball again. Join us for America's favorite pastime. The Raptors are following state guidelines for spectator events and ask for your patience as we prepare for exciting West Coast League play. Please be courteous to our staff, fans, and players as we celebrate the return of your Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Let's make it a great season at the Rourke. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Head coaches in this ball game are just getting familiar with one another. Chris Cota in his second year as the head coach with the Ridgefield Raptors, who trail 3-0 in this ball game as we head to the top of the second inning. He did face Bellingham once in 2019 when the Raptors were playing their first season as a ball club. They did not travel to Bellingham. Ridgefield will go to Bellingham later this summer. It'll be the first time that the Raptors ever play up in at Joe Martin Field. Bellingham came here at the Rourke in 2019. Just one series these two clubs played against each other. And when they played against each other in 2019, it was a different head coach for the Bells. Right now it's Adam Gieslin in his 4th year with the program. First year as a head coach, got promoted in October of 2019 after 3 years assisting Bob Miller, who was the head coach for the Bells, and a guy that Chris Cota was familiar with. Not only did he head coach against him in 2019, but they also faced each other down in California. Chris Cota, the head coach at College of the Canyons. Here comes Nate Wheeldryer, and he plunks the first batter of the second inning. A.J. Davis takes it in the shoulder, not injured, which is good to see. But the unfortunate part for the Raptors is now the leadoff man has gotten aboard both innings on free passes. Very first batter of the first inning got aboard on a 4-pitch walk, came around to score. And brings up Malachi Knight for his first at-bat in the West Coast League. He's an incoming freshman at UCLA. So First collegiate type experience here for Malachi Knight. And the first pitch he sees is a taken strike at the belt, 0-1. Nobody out, just getting the top of the second inning started. Bellingham scoring 3 in the top of the first. Take a 3-0 lead. Malachi Knight, who is a 6'3", 187-pounder out of Marysville. That is the Washington version of Marysville, not the California one, although he's headed down to the Golden State to play his collegiate baseball at UCLA. He was the #1 recruit in the state of Washington. Originally committed to Oregon State University and flipped to UCLA. A ball down low to Malachi, who's even it up at 1-1 from Marysville Getchell High School. And Malachi Knight in the box for the first time in a Bellingham Bells uniform. Just joined the team in time for the road trip down to Ridgefield. And the right-handed batter has a runner on first with nobody out in his first plate appearance. Has a 1-1 count. Wheel dryer throws. It's a ground ball to third. Fielded by Stark. Goes to second. On to first. And it is not in time for the double play. Good play by Stark to get the lead runner. Bradley Norton makes the put out at second. It is a fielder's choice. 1 down here in the second inning. So Malachi Knight is aboard. A.J. Davis retired at second base, who had gotten on a first pitch hit by pitch. So it's still 1 runner on first. Now 1 out in the top of the second inning. Still a 3-0 ball game. Bellingham on top. We head to the bottom of the lineup. Emilio Corona, the 9-hole hitter. Right fielder out of Washington, facing his college teammate in Nate Wheeldryer, also from UW. So a pair of Huskies matching up against each other. First pitch is a called strike in the inside corner. Corona is a sophomore at UW and facing Nate Wheeldryer, who played his most recent college ball at Washington. He will not be a college teammate of Corona this upcoming season. Wheeldryer is in the transfer portal, but he has spent 2 years in Seattle for the Huskies. Throws down to first and almost in time to get the runner, but Malachi Knight gets back to first in time. So Wheeldryer, who spent 2 years at UW, will be looking for a new school, but facing his recent college teammate, an Emilio Corona. Throws the 0-1 pitch up high, and it's 1-1 from Nate Wheeldryer. On a warm day, 84 at first pitch. Tomorrow we're going to have a high of 84. Thursday at 81. And it feels frigid relative to this weekend when we saw Portland breaking the record for highest temperature all time in recorded history, and then breaking it again the next day and the next day. 1-1 pitch swung on and hit high into the infield, shallow right center in fact. Norton, the second baseman, going back. He makes the catch, and there are 2 down here in the second inning. Back to the top of the order, and Daniel Jernan, who scored the first run in this ball game. It's 3-0 Bellingham. Top of the second inning. 2 down, runner on first. Wheeldryer trying to put a 0 on the scoreboard here in the second inning. Jernan started off this ball game, took the first pitch at 6:34 p.m. and then took 3 more balls after that one and walked on 4 pitches. Trotted home on a home run a few batters later by Charlie Son. There's the first pitch, and it is a ball. He's seen 5 pitches in this game. They've all missed. Jernan himself has 3 home runs on the year, although none in the last 2 weeks. He's hitting .212. He's from Cloverdale, British Columbia, coming down to Lower Columbia College, playing in Longview. The 21-year-old is ahead 1-0 from Nate Wheeldryer. Runner on first and 2 outs. Wheeldryer goes off speed. It's a called strike from Nate. He's got a good arsenal. He's got a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and a changeup, not to mention a 1-seam sinker that he added recently. And so he's got that 4-pitch mix from Nate Wheeldryer. Evens the count at 1-1 with 2 outs and a runner on first. Out of the stretch, Wheeldryer throws and catches the outside corner, strike 2. Home plate umpire today is Andrew Mervin. And in the field, celebrating his birthday, is Jordan Shepard. It's a 1-2 count, 2 outs, runner on first. And Nate Wheeldryer on the mound, trying to keep it a 3-0 ball game. Ridgefield will bring up the cleanup man, Will Chambers, next half inning. 1-2 pitch with the runner going, fouled off the hands and behind home plate. Malachi Knight slides in safely to second and will trot back to first. Going on the 1-2 pitch with 2 down. Malachi Knight gets aboard for his first time in his West Coast League career, just getting his debut today. Got aboard on a fielder's choice. He's the 1 runner on base right now. At first with 2 down and a 1-2 count from Nate Wheeldryer. Wheel Dryer looks in. Ridgefield wearing the red uniforms, white pants, white caps. Bellingham in the all grays today. 1-2 pitch is swung on, hit to third base. It'll roll foul. Gets into left field, and it'll stay a 1-2 count on a sunny, pretty windy day. Wind blowing out to right field. No clouds, and compared to this weekend when it was 115 degrees on the finale, down in the lower hundreds by the time the game started at 7:30. 7:45 actually. They pushed it back just to avoid the heat a little bit more on Sunday. And much colder now. 1-2 pitch from Wheel Dryer. Swung on and hammered high, but not deep. Stark, the third baseman, going for it. It'll be the shortstop, John Peck, calling, and he makes the catch. That took forever to descend from the heavens, but once it does, it finds the tan glove of John Peck. That ends the inning with 0 runs in, no hits, 1 left on. And that does it for the top of the second. Ridgefield tries to score for the first time today in the bottom of the second inning. It's Bellingham 3 and Ridgefield coming up.
At Clark Public Utilities, we know you depend on electricity every day. And even though our offices remain closed, we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, by phone, online, and email. The past year has brought changes to many in our community, with lost jobs or reduced working hours, disrupted childcare, and the challenge of teaching the kids. If you've been financially impacted by the pandemic and can't pay your utility bill, call us or send an email right away. Eligibility for payment assistance has been expanded so more households may qualify. Through it all, we're always here to provide you with safe and reliable service, and we're ready to help. Clark Public Utilities, ranked highest in customer satisfaction among residential mid-size utilities in the West by J.D. Power 13 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Clark Public Utilities, we're always here.
Bottom of the second inning here in Ridgefield. Will Chambers to lead off as the Raptors try to make a comeback here against the Bellingham Bells. A lot of innings to make up. 8 more times to the plate for the Raptors. They trail 3-0. Eric Chavarria throws a slider on the first pitch of this second inning, and it misses outside 1-0 to Will Chambers, who leads off this bottom of the second inning. He has a .313 average, swings and fouls it off on the third base side. 1-1 to Will Chambers. 3-0 Bellingham leading. And Will trying to spark the offense here for the 6'3", 230-pound, 21-year-old. With 5 doubles, 4 home runs on the year. Takes down low, ball 2. So 2 batters in the order in a row come from the same college, College of the Canyons, Will Chambers and Tafton Hensley. Hensley, the left fielder, who's on deck for the Raptors. 2-1 pitch on the outside corner, 2-2 to Will Chambers. Will, who's had 16 RBIs, was leading the league earlier this season. Still near the top, and 19 walks ties for the team lead. Swings and misses it for strike 3. Will is down on a 5-pitch strikeout. 1 down in the second inning. And Tafton Hensley trying to get things started in the first inning. Last series opener 4 days ago against the Portland Pickles, Tafton Hensley bombed a 3-run shot to left field down at Walker Stadium at Lentz Park. This time Hensley doesn't have anyone aboard, but hey, it's another series opener, and he's at the plate for the first time and takes a swing, fouls it on the third base side. It was in the first inning when he did that. That was his first at-bat. Now his first trip to the plate comes in the second inning today. Part of a 4-run inning for Ridgefield back in the series opener. Takes a ball down and away. 1-1, 1 out, nobody on. Bellingham leading 3-0. Portland scored 15 runs in that series opener against the Portland Pickles that day. 1-1 pitch, down and away, skips in the dirt, 2-1. And extended a streak, 3 straight games that Ridgefield scored double-digit runs. In fact, he went 13 runs, 15 runs. There's the 2-1, and it's up high. 3-1 from Chavarria, who has not allowed a base runner yet today. This is the 5th batter he's faced. Then Ridgefield only scored 6 runs the last 2 games combined, a pair of 4-3 losses. Here's the 3-1 from Chavarria. First swing, that's in fair territory, and it rips through the 6-hole wide of the shortstop, and the Raptors have their first base runner of the ballgame. It's a 1-out single for Tafton Hensley. And that'll bring up Dominic Enbody to continue this second inning. Hensley ripping the 3-1 pitch on the ground, straight to left field. And Hensley is aboard. Dominic Enbody out of Concordia, then to University of Antelope Valley, and on to a new college next year, of which he has not yet made a decision, but right now happy to be in a Raptors uniform and facing his former teammate Grayson Sterling, a Raptors player in 2019. Enbody at the plate, 1 out, 1 on. Chavarria throws and Enbody fouls it off the hands into the netting. He cannot hit a ball to Grayson Sterling. Grayson is the designated hitter, and so Enbody unable to hit a ball to his former teammate. And Dominic is the first baseman, so we could see that on the opposite side where Grayson gets aboard first base and have a little chat there. 0-1 pitch is outside. 1-1 is the count with 1 out, runner on first. Bellingham leading 3-0. Grayson Sterling flied out to left field in the first at-bat, so he didn't have a chance to stand next to Enbody during the game at first base, but at some point perhaps Enbody hoping to himself get on base here. Runners or fielders in double play depth as Enbody hits it foul behind home plate again. 1-2 is the count, 1 out. Chavarria, who works quickly from the mound from Long Beach, California, making his 4th start this year. And he has consistently gone 6 innings and 6 innings exactly in every start so far. 1-2 is the count. Chavarria out of the stretch. Slider got him swinging, and there are 2 down in the 2nd inning. He's strike out, his 3rd punch out of the ball game. 3 in the last 4 batters. And it's up to Bradley Norton to keep this inning going. First start of the year for Bradley Norton. Originally from Pleasanton, California, but he's made a circuitous route to get back to the West Coast. Norton, who is from Pleasanton, went to Amador Valley High School, started out at Nevada, redshirted there, swings and grounds one to third, just foul, fielded by A.J. Davis behind the bag in foul territory, and with 2 outs and a runner on first, Norton is behind 0-1. Spent 1 year in Nevada, and by the time the spring season came around, he knew he was going to transfer. He redshirted, went to Ohlone College, a JUCO, where he spent 2 years, and then transferred to Rutgers. So he goes all the way to New Brunswick, New Jersey, where he played this last year. 0-1 pitch, swung on, hit to the second baseman, a running grab by Hamakawa on a well-hit line drive by Bradley Norton, but it is snagged by the second baseman, and that ends the inning here in the 2nd. 1 hit, 1 left on, but no runs in for the Ridgefield Raptors after 2 innings of play. It's 3-0. The Bellingham Bells lead as we head to the top of the 3rd.
Warmer weather is here, and what better way to enjoy a summer day than with a trip to the ballpark to watch exciting Ridgefield Raptors baseball. Play ball! Don't miss the action on the diamond as the Ridgefield Raptors battle other Western League rivals for the championship. This safe outdoor event is a perfect outing for you and your friends. Peace Health is a proud sponsor of the Ridgefield Raptors, with a team of medical experts on deck to provide your family the care you need. Treat your family to an exciting night at the ballpark and make it part of your healthy, active summer. Peace Health and Ridgefield Raptors baseball, a great double play.
The Ridgefield Raptors are thrilled to reunite with fans and enjoy summer baseball again. Join us for America's favorite pastime. The Raptors are following state guidelines for spectator events and ask for your patience as we prepare for exciting West Coast League play. Please be courteous to our staff, fans, and players as we celebrate the return of your Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Let's make it a great season at the Rourke. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Glad that you've joined us here on a Tuesday evening from Ridgefield. I'm Josh Ward with play-by-play. We head to the 3rd inning from the Rourke. It's the Bellingham Bells 3, and the Ridgefield Raptors yet to score in this contest from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. Nate Wheeldryer back to the mound, and Yugo Hamakawa to the plate. Just made that line drive catch to end the 2nd inning. He's originally from Tokyo, born in the nation's capital of Japan, went to high school in Saitama, and now playing his collegiate baseball stateside. First pitch to Hamakawa is a ball outside. Originally from Edmonds Community College up in Washington, Linwood, Washington. Then he transferred to Northwestern Oklahoma State, which is located in Alva, Oklahoma. D2 program. The 1-0 pitch chops it off the glove of Grant Heiser, fouled behind the plate. 1-1 the count to Yugo Hamakawa. Hit .325 for the Rangers of Northwestern Oklahoma State. And now leading off the top of the third inning against the Ridgefield Raptors, Wheel Dryer, Washington Husky, 1-1 pitch from him is hit to the second baseman, fielded on 2 hops, and Bradley Norton lobs to first. So Hamakawa caught a line drive off of Bradley Norton. 3 pitches later, it's Norton retiring Hamakawa on a little second baseman versus second baseman battle, and they each retire each other to end the second and then start the third. Luis Aviles comes to the plate, 0 for 1 in the ball game. He had a grand slam against the Bend Elks 6 days ago, part of a 6-3 win over Bend. Went 3 for 11 in that series. Takes a ball to start this at-bat. He struck out off of Nate Wheel Dryer in the first inning. From Tulane University, 21-year-old hitting .273 so far this summer. With 1 out, nobody on, Wheel Dryer from the windup throws. It's a check swing and a called strike. 1-1 is the count from Nate Wheel Dryer. 3-0 the lead for Bellingham on the road for this 3-game series starting today. The Ridgefield Raptors at 11-7 in league play. It's good for second place in the Southern Division. 1-1 pitch is on the outside corner, 1-2 to Aviles. Corvallis is 14-4. They're on a 7-game winning streak to put some distance between most of the other teams. Ridgefield 3 games behind them with 2 series remaining. The second one against Corvallis. So you can make up some ground there, but you got to win some road games down in Corvallis. 1-2 pitch runs outside from Wheel Dryer. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 is the count. In the top of the third inning, 3-run lead for Bellingham. Last couple series, Ridgefield is split. They went loss, win, win against Yakima Valley, and then win, loss, loss against Portland. Swung on the 2-2 and missed it. Wheel Dryer fools him, and Avila strikes out for the second time today. 1 looking, 1 swinging, and Wheel Dryer has his second punch out of the day, both by the 3-hole hitter. And 2 down, nobody out here in the third inning. Grayson Sterling to the plate. Played against the Raptors in 2019. Nate Wheel Dryer was not on the Raptors roster that season, so they individually are not familiar with each other, but Grayson Sterling quite familiar with the ballpark and the area. Takes a half swing on the first offering and did go around. 0-1 the count to Grayson Sterling, who's on a 4-game hit streak here at the Bells. Still only hitting .136 on the year because his first 10 at-bats of the summer he did not get a hit. But the batting average on the rise. He did fly out to left field today. Now he slices one into the netting behind third base. 0-2 is the count to Grayson Sterling with 2 outs, nobody on. Grayson played well against Bellingham back in 2019. It was 1 series between these 2 clubs. It was here in Ridgefield, and Grayson had 5 hits here at the Rourke wearing a Raptors jersey. Now he's playing for Bellingham. He had a double in that series against the Bells. Now playing for Bellingham, takes a slider that just narrowly misses the outer corner. And a couple of defenders started to walk towards the dugout. Is that a strike? Is that the end of the inning? Nope. Okay, I'll go back. And 1 pitch away still. 1-2 is the count. 2 outs, nobody on. Nate Wheel Dryer tries to finish it here. It's grounded foul and stays a 1-2 count. On deck is Charlie Somm, who had the 3-run home run in the first inning. The only RBIs of the ball game. It's still 3-0 ever since that swing to right field that just carried in the wind as Wheel Dryer had nearly worked out of a 2 runners on, nobody out situation. Throws a 1-2 pitch, grounded on 3 hops to John Peck, pulls it in, throws to first, and beats him by 2 steps. That ends the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Nate Wheel Dryer. And we head to the bottom of the third. It's still the Bellingham Bells 3 and the Ridgefield Raptors 0.
Baseball is back, and Peace Health is excited to once again sponsor the Ridgefield Raptors as they vie for the West Coast League title. Raptors games make a great family outing. Bring the whole crew to the ballpark to enjoy a safe, fun outdoor event featuring the thrills of Raptors baseball. As the largest health provider in Clark County, Peace Health is ready to step up to the plate and keep your family in the game, whether it's a routine appointment or specialty emergency care. Peace Health and the Ridgefield Raptors, 2 great teams.
The Ridgefield Raptors are back, where the entire family can watch top-level college baseball players live at the Rourke. Now, kids 12 and under get in free with a paid adult for all Sunday afternoon Raptors games. Enjoy local Southwest Washington baseball with the whole family this summer. Sunday games are at 105 and are presented by Peace Health and the Columbian. Come cheer on your Ridgefield Raptors all season long. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Bottom of the third inning as the Ridgefield Raptors trying to get their first run off of Eric Chavarria, who's been one of the best pitchers in the West Coast League this summer. First guy in the third inning to come to the plate is Patrick Stark, an incoming freshman at Loyola Marymount. We've already seen an incoming freshman do really well today. Charlie Somm blasted a 3-run home run. He will head to Stanford for his first year down in Palo Alto. Meanwhile, Patrick Stark heading to Los Angeles this upcoming year. Takes a ball outside from Chavarria. 3-0 is the score. Bellingham taking the lead on the 3-run home run by a recent high school grad, and Charlie Somm, and fellow high school grad of 2021, Patrick Stark at the plate. Takes a strike at a Redondo Union High School, Redondo Beach, California. 1-1 is the count to Patrick Stark. Chavarria throws. It's fouled back 1-2. Chavarria comes from Lewis Clark State. Ridgefield has one player on the roster from the same Lewiston, Idaho-based institution. That's Eli Schubert. Pitches for the Raptors. Also played in 2019. Eli, a reliever for Ridgefield. And so they both play for Lewis Clark State. Today's starting pitcher for Bellingham and a reliever for the Raptors, who will probably get an appearance later this series. As Stark hits one to right field, it drops right in front of Emilio Corona, and it's a leadoff base hit for Patrick Stark, who's making his third West Coast League start this summer. He's now 4 for 9 on the year, and he's aboard to start out the third inning, and Reese Hernandez coming to the plate. Runner on first, nobody out. Bottom of the third inning, Bellingham leading 3-0. Hernandez comes to the plate with a .304 average, 4 doubles, 13 RBIs on a 5-game hitting streak. First pitch, slider catches the outer corner. Strike one from Chavarria. Chavarria finished out his season at Lewis Clark State June 1st. He got the start in the NAIA World Series for Lewis Clark State. Pitched on June 1st against Southeastern. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside 1-1 to Reese Hernandez. He got the start and went 7 innings as Lewis Clark State beat Southeastern, the number 1 seed in the NAIA World Series. The bullpen held the lead. In fact, the first guy that Chavarria handed the ball off to was Eli Schubert, now the Raptors reliever. 1-1 pitch is a called strike. 1-2 to Hernandez, 1 out. So those two went back-to-back in the World Series. That was back on June 1st. Lewis Clark State ended up losing the next day, and their season finished at the hands of Central Methodist in the World Series at Lewiston. 1-2 is the count from Chavarria. Throws and swung on by Hernandez past the diving first baseman of Viles. Stark will get to second and hold there. It's 2 straight singles to open up this inning. Hernandez gets aboard for a no-out base hit. Stark into second base, and we head back to the top of the order as the Raptors still trail 3-0, but with no outs in the third inning. The tying runs at the plate in the form of John Peck, 6'1", 180, or 6'1", 190 out of Pepperdine, and John Peck, the right-hand hitter out of Moore Park, California, flew out to center field in the first inning. He has 19 RBIs, just a couple behind the league leader. 8 doubles and a .307 average. Runners in first and second, nobody out. Infield and double play depth from Chavarria. Out of the stretch, Peck holds back on the bunt. The throw back to second to Stark, and he'll get into center field. Stark will hold at second. That throw could have beaten him there if it was put right on line from the catcher, Somm. Stark was inching down towards third with the expected bunt, where he had to sprint to third, make sure he would avoid the force out at third base, and then with Peck pulling away the bunt as it was way inside. Then the throw back to second to get Stark, and he nearly was thrown out. The pitch, or the throw from the catcher into center field. Here's the 1-0, and now swinging is John Peck. He gets under it into shallow left field on a towering fly ball, and coming in is Malachi Knight, who makes the catch only a few feet behind the infield, and his momentum takes him all the way into where his shortstop had started that play. So essentially a pop-up, but go down as a fly ball to left field. And there's one out here in the third inning. Still runners in first and second. Caden Connor to the plate, who flew out to center field also in the first inning, just behind John Peck. Caden Connor tends to do well when the team does well. Caden is the instigator of it. And you take that 3-game stretch that went from the Yakima Valley Series to Portland. First pitch to Caden is a taken strike, bottom of the zone, 0-1, 1 out. In that 3-game stretch, the last 2 against Yakima Valley, first game against Portland, Ridgefield scored 41 runs in those 3 games. And right in the middle of it, Caden Connor had 11 RBIs himself with 3 doubles and 5 hits in those 3 games. Then the next 2, he went just 1 for 8, and Ridgefield scored just 3 runs in each game. So you can tell he's kind of a microcosm. Ball up high to Caden Connor. 1-1's the count to the Cal State Fullerton outfielder. He broke a 4-game hit streak in the finale against Portland on Sunday. On the year, he's hitting .253. 10 doubles. If you take out the one against the exhibition Cowlitz game, he's got 9, which is tied for first in the West Coast League. Runners in first and second. The 1-1 pitch hit into the glove and off the mitt of Charlie Son, the catcher, fouled behind home plate. And it's a 1-2 count to Caden Connor. 1 out, runners in first and second. Bellingham leading 3-0. But a chance for the Raptors to cut into the lead here in the first trimester of this ball game from Ridgefield. Caden Connor, left-handed hitter against right-handed pitcher. Short leadoff from second for Stark. The throw's outside from Chavarria. 2-2 to Caden Connor. Steps all the way out of the batter's box. Walks around, holds the bat over his head, does a stretch, and steps back in. He's got 20 RBIs on the year, second in West Coast League play for Caden Connor. Stark, the runner at second. Reese Hernandez, the runner from first. 1 out. Chavarria takes a couple looks back at second, comes to the plate, and got him on the outside corner. Caden Connor disagrees. I doubt he's the only one, but it is called a strike, and that's 2 outs in the inning. Grant Heiser to the plate. He has a hit in all 5 games he's played in this year. Heiser, the right-handed batter, the catcher today for Ridgefield with 2 outs, 2 on. Trying to avoid another 0 on the scoreboard, and down in the dirt from Chavarria, who has pitched 2 scoreless innings so far. His first 2 starts, he allowed no earned runs in 6 innings apiece. Then he got hit around a little bit against the Bend Elks. 3 earned runs in 6 innings. Still not bad, and the ERA on the year is at 1.5. 1-0 is the count from Chavarria. Swung on by Heiser right at the first baseman, makes the catch, and a line out ends the inning. And the Raptors strand 2 here in the frame. 2 straight innings that end in a well-hit line out to the right side. And the Bellingham Bells continue to pitch well. They do have the lowest ERA in the West Coast League. We head to the 4th inning. It's 3-0 Bellingham.
Dick Hanna Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn, or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Oh, I love family road trips. Wind in my ears, fridge in my mouth, and peace of mind knowing Les Schwab did our tires, brakes, and alignment. Like Les Schwab, my family's safety is my first priority. Well, that and squeaky toys.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Through 3 complete innings here in Ridgefield, Washington, For the visiting Bellingham Bells, 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors. For the Ridgefield Raptors, no runs on 3 hits, no errors. So the Raptors have out-hit the Bellingham Bells, but more importantly, the score is in the Bells' favor. 3-0 is the mark. Nate Wheeldryer back to the mound. Leading off the top of the 4th inning is Charlie Somm, who had his 3-run home run in the 1st inning. The only sequence in which runs scored in this ball game. That's why it's 3-0. Recent high school grad, comes from Thousand Oaks, California. Still only 17 years old. He'll turn 18 in September. Heading to Stanford. First pitch to Charlie is swung on and missed. 0-1 from Nate Wheeldryer, who will transfer from University of Washington. So a recent Pac-12 pitcher versus future Pac-12 hitter in Charlie Somm. 0-1 pitch from Wheeldryer, off speed, hit to right field. This one will not carry as far. It'll go to Caden Connor, who takes a few steps in and makes the catch. 1 down in the 4th. Wheeldryer gave up a walk and a single to open up this ball game. It was runners in 1st and 3rd with nobody out. And then he started to work around it, got in a rhythm, struck out the next batter, then a fly out into shallow left field, so no runs had scored. And then Charlie Somm hit a fly ball that in some ballparks it wouldn't have gotten out. The wind just took it into the bullpen, and that's been the only score today. The pitch is down low in the dirt to Ty Saunders, the next batter, who grounded out to first base to end the 1st inning. He's hitting 167 on the year. He's from Anacortes, Washington. Plays for the Portland Pilots. The 1-0 from Wheeldryer is swung on and missed it. 1-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on. 3-0 lead for Bellingham. Like I said, Ridgefield going loss, win-win against Yakima Valley, then win, loss, loss against the Portland Pickles. So they've split their last 6 games. 1-1 pitch from Wheeldryer's up high, 2-1. Those series followed the Bend and other Yakima Valley series when the Raptors got swept by the Pippins and then followed that up by sweeping the Bend Elks. So you go back 12 games, and Ridgefield has split the last 12 as well. 2-1 pitch is swung on and blooped into left field, foul territory, and getting out into the walkway here at the Rourke by the merch table, where you get all the nice sweatshirts and t-shirts, and we might actually need some sweatshirts. The wind blowing in, and even though it'll still be in the low 70s by this game's conclusion, it feels a little cooler when it was 40 degrees hotter the last few days. 2-2 pitch swung on, fouled again. 1 out, nobody on base. Bells still leading 3-0 over the Raptors. It'll be 84 tomorrow, 81 degrees Thursday. Nothing over 90 degrees for the next week here in Ridgefield, according to the weather report. And of course, when it was breaking the records in Portland, the Raptors are playing in Portland, and an extra inning game in the finale. The 2-2 pitch outside with 1 out. It's now a full count and bases loaded. First game went 4 hours and 9 minutes, scoring 26 runs in the heat. Another long game on Saturday, and then an extra innings game on Sunday on a day that had 115-degree heat earlier. Payoff pitches hit high in the air behind home plate. Grant Heiser has a play, and in foul territory makes the catch with his back to the infield. And there are 2 down here in the 4th inning. Next up is A.J. Davis, the third baseman, who got hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. On the very first offering of the top of the 2nd, Davis was thrown out at second base on a fielder's choice later. He's out of Lewis Clark State, same institution as his starting pitcher, Chavarria. Pitches a bit down and away, catches the corner. Strike 1 from Nate Wheeldryer. 2 outs, nobody on. A 3-0 lead for Bellingham here in the 4th inning. A.J. Davis, who turns 23 years old in August, takes another one. This one hit to the shortstop on 2 hops. John Peck fields, throws a little bit low. Good touch by Enbody, who keeps his cleat on the bag and makes the grab at first base. 3 up, 3 down again for Nate Wheeldryer, who has now retired 8 in a row here in the ballgame. We head to the bottom of the 4th here in Ridgefield. It's the Bellingham Bells 3 and the Ridgefield Raptors yet to score.
Hey baseball fans, after the game visit A, the area's premier gaming, dining, entertainment, and meeting destination. A is a proud supporter of the Ridgefield Raptors and the perfect place to meet up with friends after a Raptors win for dinner, drinks, and great times. Keep the fun and excitement going after the 9th inning and grab beers at Tom's Urban, or enjoy a perfectly cooked porterhouse at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. With 100,000 square feet of gaming space, 15 different restaurants, bars, and retail outlets to choose from, A has just what you need to turn your night at the ballgame into a night you won't forget. A, just off I-5 at exit 16, ILANIresort.com.
Bottom of the 4th inning here in Ridgefield. The Raptors trailing 3-0, and we'll see a new pitcher for the Bellingham Bells. This is the first time this season that Eric Chavaria has not gone 6 innings in a start. His 4th time pitching for the Bellingham Bells, this time just 3 innings, although it was 3 solid innings, no runs allowed. But he gives way to a left-hander in Ryan Sanders out of St. Mary's College in Moraga, California. He's from Lancaster. The 5'11", 185-pounder who has a 6.23 ERA on the season steps in to face Will Chambers, a switch hitter. So Will already batting from both sides of the plate today and takes a called ball. 1-0 the count to Will. He struck out off of Eric Chavaria in the 2nd inning. And now Will steps in against Ryan Sanders and takes another ball from Sanders. 2-0 the count to Will Chambers. Will is from Santa Clarita, California. The on-deck batter, Tafton Hensley, is from Mooresville, North Carolina, as Chambers takes a swing and fouls it back. Despite the wide difference between those two hometowns, Hensley and Chambers told me today, and I believe them, that Will Chambers' let me get this straight. 2-1 pitch from Sanders is down low and catches the zone 2-2. Tafton Hensley's aunt worked at the elementary school that Will Chambers attended in Southern California. How about that? And Hensley from North Carolina. Outside in the 2-2, it's a full count. Nobody out, just starting the bottom of the 4th. Now Hensley's family is largely from California. He grew up in North Carolina and then came back to California for his college ball. Here's the payoff pitch to Will Chambers. It is on the inside corner. Another really close call. Chambers started to run down to first, and he is rung up looking. 1 down here in the 4th. And Tafton Hensley, the North Carolina native, comes to the plate. They are college teammates. Chambers stayed in Santa Clarita for his college ball at College of the Canyons. Hensley made the long trip from North Carolina and a stop in Virginia along the way. Swings and misses the first pitch. 1 down, nobody on. 3-0, Bellingham leading. Bottom of the 4th inning. And 0-1 the count from Ryan Sanders. The lefty out of the windup, throws outside ball 2. So the first 2 batters he faces hitting right-handed for the lefty. Tafton Hensley went to Virginia Tech for a year, transferred to College of the Canyons. 1-1 pitch to Tafton is outside ball 2. He's hitting .286 this summer for Ridgefield. 8 RBIs, 3 of them against the Pickles on 1 swing to left field on his first home run of the year. 2-1 pitch from Sanders is down in the dirt. He's ahead 3-1. 2 doubles and 7 runs scored for Tafton. Went 3 for 5 in that opener against the Portland Pickles, including that home run. Here's the 3-1 from Sanders. Swung on and blooped into right field. This one will carry pretty deep to the track, to the wall, and Hensley gets one into the bullpen. His 2nd home run of the year. Tafton Hensley gets the Raptors on the board. His first home run here at this ballpark. And Tafton Hensley touch them all. It's 3-1. Bells still lead it by a 2-run margin, but Tafton Hensley puts one into the bullpen in right field. He's now hit home runs to each side. 1 to left, 1 to right. His 2nd home run of the year, a solo shot this time. It's 3-1 Bellingham. Dominic Enbody to the plate, who had the first home run in Raptors history. Swings and misses the first pitch, 1 out, nobody on. So as we stand, it's the guy who hit the most recent home run in Raptors history, and then next up is the guy who hit the first home run in Raptors history. They come to the plate back-to-back here in the fourth inning with one out, and nobody on base now for Dominic Enbody. Takes the 0-1 pitch that slides outside, and it's called a strike. 0-2. Enbody took a look back at Andrew Mervin and now decides to take a pause, walks all the way out of the batter's box, adjusts the batting gloves, and takes a moment. Allows Andrew Mervin to think about the decision as himself. 0-2 pitch, swung on and hit foul. And now it'll be 2 strikes either way. One out, nobody on for Dominic Enbody. 3-1's the score. Bellingham got all 3 of their runs on a home run. Ridgefield getting their 1 run on a home run. We're in the bottom of the 4th here in Ridgefield. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. 1-2 to Dominic. 6'2", 205-pound lefty. Playing first base today. See some time at catcher. Who knows, we may see him at the hot corner at some time. He played a little third base down at University of Antelope Valley, but mostly catcher and first baseman. 1-2 pitch to Dominic is swung on, and in the dirt he's tagged out. 2 away in the 4th inning. Bradley Norton to the plate, who came up with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. He now comes up with 2 outs in the 4th. Hit a line drive in that 2nd inning, but right at the second baseman, Yugo Hamakawa. Infield shifted a bit, and now Hamakawa moving back over towards straightaway positioning. Bradley again hits one to right field. This one coming in is the right fielder Corona. He will have a tough time getting there, and he can't. Norton gets around first, will go to second. This will be a double for Bradley Norton as Amelia Corona coming in. It landed just inside the right field line, about halfway between the infield and the fence. And Corona kind of laid up at the end. Maybe it was hard to track into the sun, and he just had a long run anyways. And at the end, he gave up on trying to catch it on the run. And then not only did it bounce in front of him, it skipped towards the wall along right field. So it landed in right and then kind of bounced laterally off the spin. And that allowed Bradley Norton to get in easily to second for a 2-out double. Patrick Stark to the plate. That's Bradley Norton's first hit of the summer. Getting his first start, he lined out in his first at-bat, now doubles. He's 1 for 3 on the year. With 2 outs, Patrick Stark takes a strike, 0-1. Tying run at the plate, 3-1's the score, bottom of the 4th inning. As Ridgefield tries to snap a 2-game losing streak. They did win their most recent home series against Yakima Valley. They're 7-2 at home this season. 0-1 pitch to Stark is outside, 1-1. Another thing at stake here, Ridgefield has had 1 season so far in 2019, and in that season they went 11-16 at home. They had a better record on the road, 16-11, so their overall record was an even 27-27. But they played really well at home this year. The 1-1 pitch to Stark is inside. Good pick by Som. The catcher keeps the runner at second, and Norton scampers back. 2-1's the count. 2 outs, runner on second. Now, Ridgefield lost the very first game of that summer. Came back and won the 3rd game in that series against Yakima Valley. They won a couple games later against Portland to even it up at 3-3, but then they lost the next game. So they never actually had a winning record at home, but that could change today. 2-1 pitch from Sanders is swung on and missed. 2-2 to Patrick Stark. So right now, Ridgefield has a 7-2 record at home. That evens up their record all time. They are now 18-18 all time, and they've never had a winning record at home in the history of the organization, and that could change. If they win today, they'd move to 19-18 overall in their history at home. 2-2 pitch swung out ahead of it, and Stark strikes out swinging to in the frame. Well, 2 hits, both extra base hits, a solo home run, and later a double, stranding 1 in the inning. It's 3-1. The Bellingham Bells still lead as we head to the top of the 5th.
Baseball is back, and Peace Health is excited to once again sponsor the Ridgefield Raptors as they vie for the West Coast League title. Raptors games make a great family outing. Bring the whole crew to the ballpark to enjoy a safe, fun outdoor event featuring the thrills of Raptors baseball. As the largest health provider in Clark County, Peace Health is ready to step up to the plate and keep your family in the game, whether it's a routine appointment or specialty emergency care. Peace Health and the Ridgefield Raptors, 2 great teams.
C-Tran is your public transit system offering service in Clark County and beyond. Catch local service in Clark County, regional and express service to Portland, and connector service within the city limits of Camas, LaCenter, and Ridgefield. And if you don't have cash, no problem. C-Tran now accepts digital payments with Hop FastPass. So hit a home run and leave the driving to us. Visit c-tran.com for more information. C-Tran, our community, our promise.
Nate Wheeldryer has put down 8 bells in a row. He'll try to keep that streak going as we head to the 5th inning. Thanks for joining us on the Raptors live stream. Josh Warden along with you as the Bellingham Bells have a 3-1 lead over the host Ridgefield Raptors. 2 more games coming up in this series. Same time, same place. 6:35 p.m. starts tomorrow and Thursday. Nate Wheeldryer out of the windup to start the 5th inning facing Malachi Knight, who takes a breaking ball strike from Wheeldryer. 0-1 the count to Knight, who had a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning and gets his 2nd at-bat of his Bells career here today. 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Malachi making his debut, just finished his high school career out of Marysville, Washington, headed to UCLA this upcoming season. He's behind 0-2 from Nate Wheeldryer out of University of Washington. Under the hand, started to swing and holds back. 1-2 the count on the 88-mile-an-hour delivery from Nate Wheeldryer. Gave up 3 runs in the 1st inning, none since then. Ridgefield did not score in the first 3 innings, 1 last inning. Here's the slider on the 1-2 pitch. It's hit to the third baseman, Stark. Throws across to first, and it is in time to get the out. One recent high school grad retiring another. And it's Stark throwing out Malachi Knight by a 1/10 of a second, and it is 1 down here in the 5th inning. Emilio Corona to the plate at the University of Washington, facing his Husky teammate in Nate Wheeldryer. He popped out in the first at-bat between the 2 Huskies, and now a chance to get some redemption. 1 out, nobody on from Wheeldryer. Throws a fastball, and it's down low from Nate. Comes from Auburn, Washington. Wheeldryer was a league MVP in high school. Went to Auburn Mountain View High School. Former Lion, going on to play for the Huskies. 1-0 pitch is a ball. 2-0 from Wheeldryer. Nobody on base. Top of the 5th inning for Ridgefield, which has a 11-7 record on the season. Checked his swing, did not go around. 3-0 is the count from Wheeldryer with 1 out, nobody on. 11-7 on the year for the Raptors. It's been the offense to kind of carry the team most times, leading the West Coast League in runs, hits, doubles, home runs, RBIs, batting average. Showing bunt and pulling back. It's now 3-1. Just trying to mess with the rhythm of Wheeldryer, and Corona takes a strike. 9 straight retired by Wheeldryer, and no hits allowed since that home run in the 1st inning. Now throws, and he nearly hit the batter. It may have clipped him. Either way, he'll go to first on the 3-1 pitch that got away from Wheeldryer. It goes over the head of Corona. I think it'll go down as a walk. I did not see the signal for hit by pitch. Either way, it's a runner at first, 1 out. And the first base runner in 10 batters that Wheeldryer has allowed. 1 out, 1 on. 3-1's the score. Bellingham on top. On a rematch of 2019 when these 2 clubs played against each other here at the Rourke. This is just the 2nd series these 2 organizations have ever faced each other in. Wheeldryer now facing the top of the order. Daniel Jernin checks his swing. It's a called strike. The one player for the Raptors who was on the roster in 2019 and on the roster this season who played in that series was Joey Martin. He pitched 2 innings and gave up no earned runs, no runs at all against Bellingham back in 2019. He's on the roster again this season, and probably will pitch at some point in this series. Throw down to first, and Corona gets back. Jernin at the plate, 0-1 the count, 1 out. 2-run lead for the Bells. Here in the top of the 5th inning, Nate Wheeldryer out of the stretch, kicks and throws. The runner going, it's a ball up high. The throw from Heiser to second, and he is not quite in time. John Pecker, it was Norton trying to apply the tag to the feet of Jernin, who slid in head first. The throw took Norton just a bit up the line, and he got the tag down on the calves of Corona, who is safe at second for a stolen base. First stolen base by either team today. And now a runner in scoring position for the Bells. Jordan at the plate with a 1-1 count. Wheeldryer looks back, throws. It's a ground ball to short. John Peck has to run in the hole, throws to first, and it is not in time. Jernan beats it out on an infield single. The runner at second holds on a ground ball to short. John Peck made a nice play on it, had to run to his right to make the grab and threw on the run across his body back to first, and Jernan just barely beat that one out. And so a walk and then a single. First hit allowed by Wheeldryer since the home run. Just the third hit he's allowed overall. Ridgefield has 5 hits in the ball game, but the Raptors trail 3-1. Next batter's Yugo Hamakawa. Yugo takes ball 1 just above the belt. Yugo singled in the first inning, scored, grounded out in the third inning. Runners in first and second, 1 out. Wheeldryer looking into his battery mate, Grant Heiser, the pair of Seattle-based collegiate athletes. 1-0 pitch is just outside 2-0. Heiser playing for Seattle University, and Nate Wheeldryer playing for University of Washington. Now the battery mates in this game for Ridgefield, facing Yugo Hamakawa out of Northwestern Oklahoma State. 2-0 pitch from Wheeldryer, steps over the rubber. Now Hamakawa used to play for a not quite Seattle-based, but not far away, Linwood, Washington-based Edmonds Community College. So 3 guys in the mix here between the pitcher, catcher, and batter, all having played near Seattle in their collegiate careers. Wheeldryer behind 2-0 with 1 out. Runner at second dancing back and forth. He throws outside 3-0. Runner on second is Emilio Corona. Runner on first is Daniel Jernan. Wheeldryer trying to work out of this and keep the deficit at 3-1 for the Raptors. We're in the top of the 5th. Outfield playing straight up. Infield in double play depth. Hamakawa slapped a ground ball through the hole at short earlier this ball game. Now takes low, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. And the bases have been loaded here in the 5th inning. That puts Daniel Jernan at second base, Corona at third, and Nate Wheeldryer will accept his first mound visit of this ball game. Daniel Barato, pitching coach, walks out onto the turf here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. While we have the chance to look around at the scores around the league today, after an exciting day Sunday where 3 games went to extra innings, all tied at 3-3. I'll tell you about those games, how they ended in a moment. But today, a lot of low-scoring games. Walla Walla leading Cowlitz 2-0. Portland and Wenatchee just about to get underway, as are Corvallis and Bend. So actually, really, there's only 2 games going on right now. Port Angeles and Yakima Valley will start later tonight. All 10 teams in the West Coast League are in action today. So this is the highest scoring game so far. Bellingham 3 and Ridgefield 1. Wheeldryer looking in, bases loaded. Next batter is Luis Aviles. 1 out in the inning, top of the 5th. Wheeldryer comes to the plate, blocked by Heiser. And it's 1-0 to Aviles, who has struck out both times in his at-bats. He's from Palmetto Bay, Florida. Started out his college career in Alabama at Wallace Community College, then transferred to Tulane. So he goes from Florida to Alabama to Louisiana, and now to Washington for his West Coast League play. 1-0 pitch with 1 out from Wheeldryer is outside, blocked by Heiser. And it's 2-0. After Wheeldryer got 9 batters in a row out, he's now thrown 6 balls in a row. Has walked 2 of the last 3 batters and a single in between. 1 out, bases loaded. No action right now in the Raptors bullpen. Nobody throwing yet. 2-0 pitch from Wheeldryer upcoming, who's in the stretch, looks at the plate, comes to the plate, throws low. 3-0 with the bases loaded and 1 out. He had just 1 walk through the first 4 innings, but has allowed 2 this frame. And the bases remain loaded for the Bellingham Bells. A 3-1 score. The Raptors trying to hold the deficit where it is. Bases are juiced for Bellingham. 3-0 pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. And Wheeldryer keeps the at-bat going to Aviles, the first baseman. who has played one series so far for Bellingham. Played all 3 games against the Elks, went 3 for 11 against Bend. Did have a home run, a grand slam 6 days ago. He now comes to the plate again with the bases loaded. 3-1 pitch from Wheel Dryer inside, ball 4. And an RBI walk for Luis Aviles. It's 4-1. The Bells take the 3-run lead right back after giving up a solo home run last inning. It's back to a 3-run margin. Emilio Corona comes down to the line to score. First time today that a run has scored via a method other than home run. Grayson Sterling to the plate on a 4-game hit streak that has not been extended today. He has flown out to left field and grounded out to short. Infield remaining in double play depth with 1 out. The base is still loaded. Wheel Dryer's first pitch grounded to first and foul. Well hit by Grayson Sterling. It'll get all the way near the wall and towards the bullpen of the Bellingham Bells. Now there is somebody up and throwing for the Raptors out in left field. Nick Nygaard, the reliever, warming up. 0-1 the count to Sterling. Wheel Dryer with 1 out and the base is still loaded. The righty comes to the plate. Check swing, and did he go? Yes, he did. It's 0-2 to Grayson Sterling. Former Raptor out of Gonzaga University. Played for Ridgefield in 2019. Had 3 home runs that summer. Does not have any yet in a Bellingham Bells uniform. He's got the bases loaded with 1 out, but he's behind 0-2 from Nate Wheel Dryer. Out of the stretch, pausing, now throws, and it's down in the dirt. Gets away a bit from Heiser, but only a couple feet. Now he tags the batter and wants to ask for an appeal, and no swing from Grayson Sterling. 1-2's the count from Heiser. One out, outfield playing straight up. Infield double play depth. Sterling is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Trying to break this game open. 1-2 pitch down in the dirt. Heiser blocked it. It may be some help from the umpire. I don't know if that ball deflected off the catcher or the umpire. Either way, it stayed at the plate. Heiser turns around and talks with Andrew Mervin for a moment. And it's 2-2 now from Wheel Dryer. The wind blowing pretty heavily out towards right field. Sterling at the plate, a left-handed hitter against right-handed pitcher and Wheel Dryer. 2-2 pitch hit off the ankles of Sterling. It's a foul ball. It rolls back to the pitcher, right off the foot of Grayson Sterling. And he's limping pretty good. Takes a lap around home plate. Fouled that one right back into his lead foot, his right foot. And now goes into a bit of a crouch. He'll stay in the game and continue hitting, but that one did not feel good. He's got a knee brace or a shin guard on the lead foot, but that one ended up just below the shin guard into the black cleat of Grayson Sterling. Keeps the count at 2-2. 1 out, bases juiced for Bellingham. Top of the 5th inning, they've scored 1 this frame to take a 4-1 lead. Wheel Dryer comes set, looks at the plate, doesn't bother with the runners, now throws. It's hit to first base and foul just barely. And stays a 2-2 count. Daniel Jernin, the runner at third, sprinting nearly home, ready to score. He's been dancing back and forth around the third base bag, trying to get Wheel Dryer to commit a balk. We did see a balk-off on Sunday in the 16th inning. Yakima Valley winning as Walla Walla committed a balk with a runner on third, and that ended it. Wheel Dryer with the 2-2 pitch, swung on, grounded to second, fielded by Norton, shovels to second. The throw on to first is in time for the double play. And Wheel Dryer has a bases loaded 1 out situation. A 4-6-3 twin killing manages to keep the Bells in check. 1 run scored on the frame on 1 hit, 2 left on. It's 4-1, the Bells lead. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning.
Dick Hanna Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn, or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Join the Ridgefield Raptors for warm sunshine, great food, and exciting top-level college baseball at the Rourke. Bring your family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers for a relaxing night outdoors this season. Your group can welcome us on the Les Schwab left field platform, the Leonard Holmes and Dick Hanna grass berms, or the First Centennial and Wellhaven Pet Health picnic areas. There's nothing like a Ridgefield Raptors summer baseball game. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Well, the offense trying to get hot here for the Ridgefield Raptors. We head to the fifth inning, the bottom of the fifth. The Raptors have scored one run. It was in the last inning when Tafton Hensley launched a solo home run to right field. Ridgefield to try to keep that momentum going and score again here in the bottom of the fifth. The Bellingham Bells scoring one run last inning to cancel out that one run by Hensley. It remains a 3-run margin, 4-1 the score. Bellingham on top. Reese Hernandez to lead off. Singled in the third inning, the 9-hole hitter takes a strike from Ryan Sanders. Hernandez, the 9-hole hitter today, turns the lineup over well. He's over a 300 hitter for Ridgefield. Put him in the bottom just to give some pop down at the lower order, and lower part of the order takes a ball outside. Gives a chance for some RBIs for the top of the lineup like John Peck and Caden Connor, both of whom are in the top 5, and runs batted in. Hernandez slaps one just a few feet to the left of third base and foul. It's 1-2 to Reese Hernandez, just starting out the bottom of the fifth inning. Bellingham leading 4-1. Hernandez also hit in the 9-hole on Sunday, went 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs himself. 1-2 pitch from Sanders goes behind Hernandez, and it did not hit him. It went fully behind the hitter to the backstop on a slider that got completely away from Sanders, and Hernandez just kind of went straight and kept his back where it was and didn't move out of the pitch. He would have had to step forward, and he just stays put and just barely misses. Almost nicked the jersey. Runs the count to 2-2. And now Hernandez sprays one into the netting. Keeps it a 2-2 count. He did not seem phased at all. Just looked back like nothing had happened. A lot of players were getting a little bit freaked out by a ball that it wasn't at his face. It was lower, more chest height. Still a 2-2 count from Sanders throws, and again hit foul on third base side. A jumping play by Chris Cota to avoid that ground ball. Nice little leap by Chris, who still got it. Former professional baseball player himself. Talked with him about when he first signed with the Angels out of his college career. 2-2 pitch by Hernandez, blooped into left field. It drops right in between Malachi Knight and Ty Saunders for a little single by Reese Hernandez, who's 2 for 2 on the day, and he leads off the bottom of the fifth inning with a base hit. And John Peck to the plate. Nobody out, 1 on for John, who has flied out twice today, getting his 90th at-bat of the year, more than any other player in the West Coast League. And we'll see if number 90 is a lucky one for John Peck, who had 3 hits in the Portland series, including 2 doubles. Chris Cota, we're talking about the heat last few days, and the hottest ever temperature recorded in Portland when we were playing in Portland last series against the Pickles. First pitch to John Peck, down low, ball 1. Runner on first, nobody out, bottom of the fifth, 4-1 lead for the Bells. Chris Cota said after he finished at College of the Canyon, signed with the Angels, spring training in Mesa, Arizona. It was so hot, he spat on the ground and it dissolved in seconds, just evaporated. He said, oh boy, I might be in for something here. 1-0 pitch from Sanders is down low, 2-0, and a throw down to first. Hernandez back in time as the catcher throws to first base. Couldn't pull off the Cole Ehrman, who's backpicked multiple runners. Unfortunately, Cole went back down to California, the Cal State Fullerton catcher, who's going back down, and so not with the team to this point, but we'll miss him, and a nice guy, and fun to have Cole with the team earlier this summer. Pitch a bit inside, but catches the corner to John Peck. It's 2-1 to the Pepperdine Wave. Still do have one Cal State Fullerton player on the roster, and he's on deck, Caden Connor, who hopes to come to the plate with 2 runners on and nobody out. Right now it's 1 on, no outs. Sanders to the plate, the lefty deals, swung on and missed by John Peck. Puts the count at 2-2. 4-1 lead for the Bells here at Ridgefield. Starting out a 3-game series. It's the penultimate series of the first half. We finish out the first half schedule in Corvallis. The series Friday, Saturday, and then back home on Sunday, 4th of July. 2-2 pitch from Sanders to John Peck. Swings and misses it. One down here in the 5th inning. Good work by Sanders to get behind the hitter and work all the way back and get the strikeout of John Peck. Caden Connor to the plate, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Second in the league in RBIs. Tied for the league lead in doubles, and one more of those two-baggers here wouldn't hurt for Ridgefield, which trails 4-1. The offense yet to ignite, although a home run by Taft and Hensley helped out a bit. That's the one run on the board so far for the Raptors. Runner on first, one out. Ryan Sanders to the plate, and it catches the outside half. 0-1 to Caden Connor, who flew out and struck out so far today. Ridgefield only had 3 runs yesterday, or 3 runs last game, 2 days ago. 3 runs the game before, a pair of 1-run losses. Still first in almost every offensive category around the West Coast League, including a .298 batting average, up high to Caden Connor. 1-1 the count at 87 miles an hour. 1 out, 1 on. Ridgefield had 204 hits coming into this ball game, so 210 now. That's about 40 more than everyone else in the league, averaging 8.1 runs per game. 1-1 pitch to Caden, swung on and missed on a breaking ball that tailed away from the strike zone. Drops down to 75 on the slider from Ryan Sanders, getting ahead 1-2. The Bellingham Bells have the best ERA in the league, 3.23. So it's the best pitching staff versus the best hitters in the West Coast League here for this 3-game series. Sanders, the lefty, out of the stretch, throws outside. Nope, it's strike 3, and Caden Connor has struck out twice on pitches that did not look close. And Caden thought similarly. He turns around and he walks away. It's the right thing to do for Caden. Don't get in an argument. But he, you can tell what his opinion was. He keeps his cool, but you can tell he disagreed on a pitch that was, it was outside, but called a strike, and it's 2 down. It's down low, but called a strike to Grant Heiser, strike 1. 2 down in the inning. Runner on first. Outfield playing pretty deep to Heiser. Got a line out to first base in his last at-bat. 0-1 pitches inside and low. Good block by Somm. And it's 1-1 to the Seattle University Red Hawk. Has a hit in every game so far this season. The 6-foot, 195-pounder has played now 6 games. 1-1 pitch, that includes today. The 1-1 is in there for a strike. 1-2, 2 outs. Reese Hernandez led off this inning with a single. He's seen 2 of his teammates get out. He remains on first as Grant Heiser, the batter. The Camas native, who turns 21 next month, has a 1-2 pitch upcoming. Swings and hits it back up the middle. A diving second baseman can't get there. Hamakawa now the throw in from center field. Hernandez, an aggressive turn from second, and a poor throw from the center fielder. Jernan is not close. Looked like it came out of his hand wrong, and he spiked it to the third baseman. And Hernandez slides feet first safely into third. It's a 2-out single for Grant Heiser, who extends the hit streak to 6 games, every game he's played in. And it brings up Will Chambers with runners on the corners. Still a 4-1 lead for Bellingham in the bottom of the 5th inning. But a good turn by Hernandez, who was running around second when that ball was just getting to the center fielder. And Daniel Jordan came up throwing and had a chance to get Hernandez at third if he could throw it accurately. And it looked like he just slipped out of the fingers. And it rolled to the third baseman. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Chambers to the plate. Slider that comes in for a strike. Chambers is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Pair of strikeouts. But he came in hitting over 300 with 16 RBIs, 18 walks, 17 runs, 5 doubles, 4 home runs. Near the top in every category in the West Coast League. 0-1 pitch to Will. Sprayed foul. He's behind 0-2. Batting right-handed against Sanders. Will got out to 4 home runs when he had 2 in the same game against Yakima Valley on June 12th. A few players have come up to tie him at 4 home runs. He's yet to hit one since then. 2 runners on base, a 3-run deficit for Ridgefield in the bottom of the fifth. The 0-2. Way high, gets to the netting. Hernandez starts to run and then holds at third. The runner from first, Heiser, does go to second. So now two runners in scoring position. That throw went so high it didn't even hit the wood backstop. It went above it to the netting. And that actually kind of helped the pitcher, Ryan Sanders. It went straight over the plate and bounced, kind of springing back from the netting. And it went right back to home. And so Reese Hernandez making the correct decision to hold at third and avoid getting the final out at home. Still a 1-2 count to Chambers. Slider up and outside. Ball 2. 2-2's the count. 2 outs. 2 runners on. Ridgefield trailing by 3, but some big makeup ground available here for Will Chambers. Has worked the count back even at 2-2. 2 outs. Outfield playing pretty deep. The wind blowing somewhat steadily out to right field. Here's the pitch. Just inside. It's 3-2 from Ryan Sanders. Full count, 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Infield playing straight up. Chambers holds the bat out. Puts it over his shoulder, wiggles it softly, preparing for the payoff. Here it comes. Swung on and missed. And Will Chambers strikes out and stranding 2 runners in scoring position. And that does it for the 5th inning. No runs in on 2 hits, no errors and 2 left on. And we head to the 6th inning. It's still the Bells 4 and the Raptors 1.
A lot has changed in Clark County since C-Tran began service in 1981. We've changed with it. 30 bus routes, 2 bus rapid transit projects, and millions of rides later, C-Tran has grown into an award-winning transit system serving Clark County, including the city limits of Ridgefield. Please join C-Tran in celebrating an amazing 40 years serving you, our community, with activities happening in 2021. Look for details at c-tran.com, and thank you for 40 great years.
Ridgefield Main Street thanks you for supporting the Raptors and downtown, the heart of Ridgefield. Spend the moolah you win at the game at downtown shops and restaurants. Upcoming events include Main Street Day, C-Tran Shuttle Downtown Tailgate, and the Friday Night Flicks Outdoor Film Series. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the cultural heritage of downtown Ridgefield while advocating for its future. More information at ridgefieldmainstreet.com and find us on Facebook at Ridgefield Main Street. We'll see you downtown, and go Raptors!
We head to the top of the 6th inning here from Ridgefield, Washington. A 4-1 lead for the Bellingham Bells. New pitcher in for the Raptors. Out of the University of Portland, 5'9", 185. Nick Nygaard takes the slab for Ridgefield. First reliever to see action here for the Raptors. Nate Wheeldryer has gone 5 innings again. Both of his starts this season for Ridgefield, 5 innings. This time he gives up 4 runs, all earned, just 3 hits. He strikes out 2, gives up 3 walks, posted 4 zeros in the middle, gave up 1 run last inning, and then still had the bases loaded with 1 out. Gets a double play to end it, and that concludes his start for Ridgefield. So after 5 innings, he gives way to Nick Nygaard, who's 1-0 on the year, has gone at least 2 innings in every one of his West Coast League appearances, and he's not allowed an earned run in his last 3 times to the mound. He earned the win against Bend. So he's 1-0, has a 1.92 ERA. He has struck out 19 in his 14 innings of work. 7 walks, 15 hits. Comes from Vancouver and now pitching for Ridgefield. The 21-year-old takes the mound with Grant Heiser, his battery mate. So University of Portland pitcher with Seattle University catcher. First batter that Nygaard will face is Charlie Somm, the Stanford University incoming freshman, who's 1 for 2 with a 3-run home run. He's hit both times to right field. One of them carried with the wind into the bullpen. The other one a little bit more shallow and caught for a fly ball. First pitch is outside ball 1 to start out the 6th inning. The Bells leading 4-1. They have not trailed today. And Nygaard trying to keep it a 4-1 deficit if he can work a scoreless inning. Throws in the bottom part of the zone, and the fastball at 86 miles an hour is called a strike. The changeup has good action for Nygaard. It only drops about 5 miles an hour to about 80 off the fastball, but it's got some good drop on it. He'll have a slider that he'll throw occasionally. Throws an off-speed outside, runs the count to 2-1. Infield playing a bit towards the lines. A big hole up the middle for Charlie Somm. From Thousand Oaks, California, 17-year-old, 5'11", 180. 2-1 pitch is upstairs, 3-1 from Nygaard. Somm has a brother who's also a baseball player, also an incoming freshman in the Pac-12. While Charlie Somm is headed to Stanford, his brother Jake is headed to UCLA, where he'll be teammates with Malachi Knight, who's also playing for the Bellingham Bells. Here's the 3-1 from Nygaard. Broken back looper to Bradley Norton. Goes into the outfield to grab it. Throws to first in time to get the out. Bradley Norton, with his momentum, taking him all the way out, halfway to the fence in right field. Makes the play on a broken bat ground ball that didn't have a lot of velocity on it, and so Bradley Norton just turned the hips and started running out to cut it off in right field, and then had to turn back and make the throw against his momentum, throwing back to first, and he just got Charlie Somm on a ground out 4-3 when the barrel went flying into the infield. And Bradley Norton made a heck of a play at second base. The Rutgers University second baseman mostly plays shortstop, but he's played some second base earlier. And actually, mostly at Rutgers, he's played second. Foul ball off the bat of Ty Saunders. Only got a little bit of playing time at Rutgers, but it was all at second base. He played pretty much exclusively shortstop at Ohlone College. Didn't play at Nevada, redshirted that year, but he was running through his college history to me earlier today. 0-1 pitches outside, 1-1. Had a back injury that held him out for about 5 months, so this is his first start in a long time for Bradley Norton. Didn't need surgery, but just needed some epidural shots, and now he feels healthy, good to go, and looked healthy on that play. 1-1 pitch swung on and missed by Ty Saunders. 1 out, nobody on. Nick Nygaard in a 4-1 deficit, trying to keep the deficit as it stands. Ridgefield's tied for 4th in the West Coast League in fielding percentage. .962 on the year. And Bradley Norton flashing the leather. 1-2 pitch swung on into the glove of Grant Heiser. It is a strikeout for Nick Nygaard, his 20th punch out on the season. Here in his 15th inning of work, he's got the first two guys he's faced down, and A.J. Davis, the third one to come to the plate here in the 6th inning. It's a 4-1 lead. The Bellingham Bells on top so far. Bellingham 7-11 on the year. Nick Nygaard throws, cuts inside on the slider, goes to the breaking ball on the first pitch. He's adjusted the grip a bit this season, changed his grip on the slider and feels a little more comfortable with it now, and he opens up this at-bat with the breaking ball for a strike. Now he goes back to the slider. 0-2 from Nick Nygaard. 2 outs, nobody on. 1 strike away from getting a 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th. On deck is Malachi Knight, the incoming freshman at UCLA. 0-2 from Nygaard. Goes back to the slider again. It's outside. So 3 straight breaking balls from Nygaard. These sliders bending in towards the right hand hitting A.J. Davis. And that was the first one where he really tried to go full backdoor slider. Kind of hit towards the outer half in the first couple, but really trying to paint the corner. Now it goes back to the changeup on the 1-2. Swung on and missed. And A.J. Davis strikes out to end the frame. 2 straight punch outs for Nick Nygaard. He faces 3, gets all 3 out. And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's the Bellingham Bells 4 and the Ridgefield Raptors 1.
This is WSU Vancouver, Southwest Washington's only 4-year research university. Whether in person or via distance delivery, WSU Vancouver offers high-quality education and an employer-respected degree. You'll get a small school feel and the kind of place where you know you matter. Here, you'll get personalized education that brings out the best in you and inspires you to achieve your highest goals. Now what are you waiting for? Apply today.
The Ridgefield Raptors are thrilled to reunite with fans and enjoy summer baseball again. Join us for America's favorite pastime. The Raptors are following state guidelines for spectator events and ask for your patience as we prepare for exciting West Coast League play. Please be courteous to our staff, fans, and players as we celebrate the return of your Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Let's make it a great season at the Rourke. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Well, last time Tafton Hensley hit a home run. He went 3 for 5 in the ball game, and the Raptors scored 15 runs. Ended up winning that game. That was 4 days ago. Tafton Hensley already has a home run today. He's already got 2 hits, so he needs 1 more to keep that trend alive. He's coming up to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bellingham Bells leading 4-1, so the Raptors could use some offense from Tafton Hensley, who has a single and a solo home run. He'll lead off, Dominic Enbody to follow, and in the hole is Bradley Norton. That's the 5, 6, and 7th hitters in the Ridgefield Raptors lineup, which has out-hit the Bellingham Bells today, 7-3. But the Raptors have stranded 6 runners today. Bellingham stranding 3. So that's why the Bells are leading 4-1 in this contest. Tafton Hensley to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 6th. The matchup of 2 teams who ended up in 3rd place in their respective divisions back in 2019. Top 2 from each division advanced. So both these clubs narrowly missed out on postseason last time in the summer. No season last year, so 2019, the most recent season. They both just missed it. Tafton Hensley takes a ball from new pitcher here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ryan Bytel has come in for the Bells. Ryan throws the 1-0 pitch. It is a called strike to Hensley. Ryan out of University of British Columbia. He's from Surrey, British Columbia. 6'3", 195. Has a 3.24 ERA. Right-hander working from the first base side of the slab. The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, ball 2. Just starting out the bottom of the 6th inning, Ridgefield scoring 1 run in the 4th. That was on the solo home run by Tafton Hensley. No runs in any other inning by Ridgefield. Meanwhile, the Bells took a 3-run lead in the 1st inning and extended it in the 5th back to 3 after Hensley's home run. 2-1 is the count from Bytel. Drops in the breaking ball for a strike. Good 12-6 drop on the curve from Bytel, who went 4 1/3 innings against Portland, allowing just 1 hit and no earned runs. He's not allowed any runs in his last 8 2/3 innings of work. 2-2 pitch hit by Hensley to 3rd base. It's fielded by Davis. Throws across and got him by a step. 1 down here in the inning. And now that's 9 innings of consecutive work by Bytel with no earned runs allowed. No unearned either, for that matter. 1 down here in the 6th inning. Dominic Enbody to the plate. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Dominic has been a part of some dramatics of late for Ridgefield, especially in the Bend series. After missing the Yakima Valley trip due to car trouble, his car got rear-ended when he wasn't there. His car was parked and got rear-ended, hit and run. And now he lifts one high into center field, not too deep. Jernan coming in and makes the catch. 2 down here in the inning. But Enbody able to figure out all the car trouble and now able to come back for the road trips in Bend and this series against Bellingham, but he flies out on the first pitch. They had that game-winning hit against Bend 14 days ago. Bradley Norton to the plate, 2 outs, nobody on. He doubled with 2 outs, nobody on in the 4th inning. Ended up getting stranded in scoring position. That was his first hit of the summer. He's 1 for 2 today, making his first start. And he takes a strike from Bytel. Norton, who went to Nevada, then to Ohlone College, then to Rutgers. At Ohlone, he hit .305 and had the team's Gold Glove Award. He's behind 0-1 with 2 outs, a 4-1 lead for the Bells. Bottom of the 6th, on the outside corner, a strike from Bytel. Norton is not the only Ohlone player on the roster. I mean, he's not from Ohlone anymore, but he transferred to Rutgers, formerly at the JUCO, which is down in Fremont, if I remember correctly. 0-2 is the count to Bradley Norton. It is a ball up high. Not only is Bradley Norton from Ohlone College, which is in Fremont, but also Bradley Priap and Cooper Vasquez, who have all played there or are currently or transferring from there. 1-2 pitch is down and away. Norton already transferred from Ohlone to Rutgers. Cooper Vasquez is in the middle of transferring from Ohlone to Colorado Mesa, and Bradley Priap is also in the middle of transferring out to Radford. So it's a good program down there in Ohlone and providing 3 plays for the Raptors. 2-2 pitch, slider inside and called a strike. Norton kind of bends back and sighs a bit and walks back to the dugout. Called third strike. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Ryan Bytel. And the Raptors go scoreless in the 6th inning. It's a 4-1 ball game. The Bellingham Bells lead as we head to the 7th.
At Clark Public Utilities, we know you depend on electricity every day. And even though our offices remain closed, we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, by phone, online, and email. The past year has brought changes to many in our community, with lost jobs or reduced working hours, disrupted childcare, and the challenge of teaching the kids. If you've been financially impacted by the pandemic and can't pay your utility bill, call us or send an email right away. Eligibility for payment assistance has been expanded so more households may qualify. Through it all, we're always here to provide you with safe and reliable service, and we're ready to help. Clark Public Utilities, ranked highest in customer satisfaction among residential mid-size utilities in the West by J.D. Power, 13 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Clark Public Utilities, we're always here.
Nick Nygaard back to the mound in the 7th inning. He pitched a scoreless 6th. In fact, got 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 frame for the Raptors. He'll now face Malachi Knight, the 8-hole hitter in the lineup, to open up the top of the 7th. Thanks for joining us for Ridgefield Raptors baseball. The Raptors trying to make a comeback here today. It's 4-1, Bellingham leading, top of the 7th inning. Ridgefield winning 4 series so far this summer. They've played 6, staying in 2nd place in the Southern Division. First pitch of the inning is just outside from Nick Nygaard out of University of Portland. Now to ground out, then 2 strikeouts there in the 6th inning, facing his 4th batter, and Malachi Knight, incoming freshman at UCLA, swings and misses. 1-1 is the count from Nick Nygaard. Formerly with Kelowna back in 2019. Nygaard playing for a different West Coast League club now, closer to home. And misses outside 2-1. Nick from Vancouver. 80 miles an hour. And he's behind 2-1 to Malachi Knight, who's making his debut tonight for the Bells. Has hit a couple ground balls, 0 for 2 in the day. 2-1 pitch above the belt. 3-1 on the offering from Nick Nygaard. Ridgefield 2nd place in the Southern Division. They're behind Corvallis. The Knights on a 7-game winning streak, although they do trail right now 1-0 to Bend. But it's early in that game from Vince Jenna Stadium, 3rd inning. 3-1 pitch from Nygaard is a called strike to Malachi Knight, who both started to swing, then didn't, then started to walk out of the box, perhaps if it was a walk, and then realizes it was strike 2 and holds in the batter's box. Payoff pitch will come to the leadoff man of the 7th inning. Nygaard out of the stretch, throws, swung on and missed, and Nygaard has struck out 3 in a row. Nick Nygaard works back from a 3-1 count, strikes him out swinging, has sent down all 4 Bells that he has faced, and now it's the 9-hole hitter Emilio Corona. Emilio scored in the 5th inning. He's the last player to score for either team. It's 4-1, Bells on top. He walked in the 5th. Scored on a RBI walk by Luis Aviles. Corona's 0 for 1 of the day. He popped out in his only at-bat. Pitch outside from Nygaard. It's 1-0 to Emilio Corona. Emilio attends University of Washington. He's a sophomore for the Huskies. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. 0-2 or 1-1 to Corona, who's from San Luis Obispo. Went to High School, San Luis Obispo High School, where he was also the starting point guard on the basketball team and the starting quarterback on the football team. Stuck with baseball up at UW. 1-1 pitch from Nygaard. Slider hammered into shallow left field, left center. It'll tail towards center, and John Peck, the shortstop, goes out. A trio of Raptors prepared for it. Norton was there. The center fielder Hernandez was there. The shortstop wins out and makes the catch in shallow center field. 2 down here in the 7th inning. And Nick Nygaard facing his 6th batter of the relief appearance. First time facing the Longview-based Daniel Jernan plays for LCC. He's from Cloverdale, British Columbia. Has a 212 average. Gotten on board twice today. Takes a ball 1-0. 2 outs, nobody on. 4-1's the score. Bellingham on top. Jernan walked, scored, popped out, and then singled and got stranded on third. 1-0 pitch from Nygaard is hit off the very end of the bat onto the first base side towards Adam Gieselin and the Bellingham bench. Or the Bells dugout over there on third. Gieselin, in his first year as the head coach for the Bellingham Bells. Counterpart of second-year head coach Chris Cota. 1-1 from Nygaard is just off the corner. 2-1 from Nick. Outfield playing straight up. Shadows lengthening here with sunset still about 40 minutes away here in Ridgefield. 2-1 pitch upcoming from Nick Nygaard with 2 outs. Fastball slayed down the right field line. It'll get foul by about 5 feet off the barrel of Daniel Jernan, leadoff man in this lineup. Part of a Bellingham offense that has not been too hot. They're in the middle of the league in most categories, but there's no individual guy that really breaks out. Of the top 20 players in batting average around the West Coast League, none of them are Bellingham Bells. Coming in at 21st is Hamakawa, the second baseman, who bats .271. Ridgefield, to their credit, have 6 players in the top 20 alone, so they're hogging all the spots. Here's the 2-2 pitch, hit hard to left center. Hensley sprinting in, he can't get there to land for a hit. Reese Hernandez throws into second base, not in time to get the batter runner Jernan, who slides in head first for a 2-out double. First hit that Nick Nygaard has allowed today. And it brings up Yugo Hamakawa, who has the top batting average on this ball club at .271. And he has singled, walked, and grounded out today. Out of Tokyo, Japan, the left-handed batter against left-handed pitcher in the Vancouver native Nick Nygaard. Runner on second, 2 outs, 3-run lead for the Bellingham Bells in the top of the 7th. Nygaard throws inside, almost hit the batter. Hamakawa ducked away from it. It's 1-0. Two outs, gave up a 2-out double, only hit the Nygaard as allowed. He's still 1 out away from heading into the 7th inning stretch with no runs allowed in his 2 innings. 4-1, Bellingham on top. Nygaard looking back at the runner to the plate. 1-0 pitch, catches the zone to Hamakawa's surprise. It's 1-1 to Yugo. 2 outs, runner on second. So Bellingham doesn't have any players near the top in terms of batting average, but they're 6th in the West Coast League in runs and 6th in hits and doubles and RBIs. So very consistently right around the middle of this 10-team league. Swung on and fouled behind the plate by Hamakawa, who's now in a 1-2 situation. 2 outs, runner on second. Bellingham already leading by 3. Ridgefield down to their final 9 outs. After the 7th inning stretch, the Raptors will bring Patrick Stark and Reese Hernandez to the plate, who both have hits in the ball game. 1-2 pitch is on the outside corner, and Hamakawa surprised, but hey, the zone at least is consistent, even if it was near the edge or just off. But another strikeout as called by Andrew Mervin, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. Nick Nygaard gives up a double, but strands the only runner he has allowed today in scoring position. He has 2 strikeouts in each inning he has pitched. We head to the bottom of the 7th, time to stretch. It's the Bells 4 and the Ridgefield Raptors 1.
Warmer weather is here, and what better way to enjoy a summer day than with a trip to the ballpark to watch exciting Ridgefield Raptors baseball. Play ball! Don't miss the action on the diamond as the Ridgefield Raptors battle other Western League rivals for the championship. This safe outdoor event is a perfect outing for you and your friends. Peace Health is a proud sponsor of the Ridgefield Raptors, with a team of medical experts on deck to provide your family the care you need. Treat your family to an exciting night at the ballpark and make it part of your healthy, active summer. Peace Health and Ridgefield Raptors baseball, a great double play.
The Ridgefield Raptors are thrilled to reunite with fans and enjoy summer baseball again. Join us for America's favorite pastime. The Raptors are following state guidelines for spectator events and ask for your patience as we prepare for exciting West Coast League play. Please be courteous to our staff, fans, and players as we celebrate the return of your Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Let's make it a great season at the Rourke. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
It's the 8, 9, and leadoff hitter of the order coming up for Ridgefield in the bottom of the seventh inning here at the Rourke. It's a 4-1 lead for the Bellingham Bells. Ryan Bytel back to the mound for Bellingham, and a first pitch foul from Patrick Stark, the third baseman today, who is 1 for 2 in the ball game, getting his third start in a Raptors uniform. Recent high school grad who's 3 for 8 on the year coming in, now 4 for 10 on the season. All singles, 2 runs scored, had a home run in a non-league game in his very first at-bat as a Raptor. 0-1 pitch from Bytel, slider that hangs high. 1-1 to Patrick Stark, trying to get a 7th inning going when Ridgefield needs to make up some ground here. It's a playable margin, but 3 runs is not easy, and only 1 run so far for Ridgefield. 1-1's the count. Bytel throws. It's hit up the middle, and Stark has a 2-hit ball game. Ground ball through the center of the infield into the glove of Jordan, the center fielder. And Patrick Stark has singled twice today. He's aboard with a leadoff base hit. He also led off the 3rd inning with a single. Ended up getting stranded at second in that inning. Reese Hernandez followed in that inning with a single of his own. He now comes to the plate. Ridgefield has gotten some runners on today. They had 2 on, nobody out in the 3rd inning, but then 3 straight outs. Put up a 0 on the scoreboard that frame. Hernandez to the plate. No outs, 1 on. Takes a ball just low. Hernandez out of San Jose State University on a 6-game hit streak, including today, on a 5-game RBI streak that has not been extended. So push the hit streak ahead, but not yet the RBI streak. Would need a well-hit double or a home run to do that here. 1-0 pitch is hit towards left field. On his horse is the left fielder, Knight, and Malachi makes the catch for out number 1. Hernandez goes opposite field, but Knight in position to run in and make the catch. 1 down, 1 on. Bellingham still leading 4-1 in this contest, as John Peck comes to the plate with a new bat. He has broken 5 bats this season. Got a new one that he just bought, and he's hoping this one will last him for a while. I said, you've got to be leading the league in broken bats, right? And his teammate Cody Darcy was standing next to him, and Cody said, I think he's leading the nation in broken bats. That is unofficial, but he's got a shot. It's inside, ball 1 to John Peck, who's hitting .307 amidst all the bats. 8 doubles, 19 RBIs. Today he has not gotten a hit. But part of the reason he's broken so many bats is he has more at-bats than anyone else in the league, 90 of them. So he's averaging 1 broken bat every 18 at-bats. So theoretically he's good for another 6 games, and then he'll break this one. He's ahead 1-0, 1 out, runner on first. A 3-run deficit to make up here for the Raptors on a blustery day in Southwest Washington. 1-0 pitch drops in for a strike from Ryan Bytel. Wind blowing pretty hard out towards right. About half hour away from sunset on a cooler day here in Ridgefield, at least relatively speaking. 1-1's the count to John Peck. Takes a cut and misses it. 75 degrees right now in Ridgefield. We'll hit 84, then 81 the next couple of days. Should be cloudy for the next week in a row, basically. Seeing partly cloudy for a week in a row and somewhat mild temperatures, mostly in the 80s. 1-2 pitch up coming from Ryan Bytel with 1 out, 1 on. Here's the throw. It is outside, ball 2. John Peck taking, trying to get his first hit of the ball game. Originally signed with the Edmonton club up north of the border. The new team that was going to have their first season but got shut down on the Canadian team. So here he is in Ridgefield coming up from Pepperdine. 2-2 pitch in the dirt, skips away from the catcher behind Som, and that'll allow the runner Hernandez to get to Patrick Stark to get to second on a wild pitch. So runner in scoring position. Ridgefield still down 4-1, but getting Stark home would be a good start. Caden Connor is on deck. We're at the top of the order right now. John Peck at the plate. There's a couple flyouts and a strikeout on the ball game. Payoff pitch upcoming from Ryan Bytel, who put up a scoreless inning last frame. 1 out. He looks back at the runner at second. The payoff is outside, and John Peck walks, and the tying run comes to the plate. Caden Connor is that tying run. The 20-year-old out of Cal State Fullerton is second in the league in RBIs. .253 batting average. Is 0 for 3 in the ball game. He has no home runs on the year. Ridgefield needs to score him to tie the game, or whoever a third run might be. Grant Heiser's on deck. This is only the 7th inning, so Ridgefield has time, but not all that much of it. 1 out here in the 7th. Trailing by 3. Ryan Bytel, the right-hand pitcher, working from the first base side of the rubber, throws outside ball 1 to Caden Connor. There is somebody up and throwing in the Bellingham bullpen. Nobody throwing right now for Ridgefield. I wonder if Nick Nygaard might come out for a third inning. Caden Connor, the left-handed batter, against right-handed pitcher in Bytel. Runners in first and second with 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's outside again. 2-0 to Caden Connor. And the bullpen's Greg Blackman out of Lewis and Clark for Bellingham. So it looks like Ryan Bytel has a short leash right now for the Bells. Has given up a single and a walk in this inning, but a fly out in between. And now a mound visit from his catcher, and Jim Clem, the pitching coach, will come out onto the field for the first time. And I think we'll see a change here, or at least a mound visit. I'm not sure if Clem, he has not indicated out to the bullpen, and Blackman is still standing in the pen. So I think it might just be a mound visit here for Jim Clem. He's a longtime pitching coach for Bellingham, 11th year with the Bells. Bellingham, which is a club that had the lowest ERA in 2015 and 2018 around the whole league, and they're currently leading the West Coast League in ERA right now. So they could go 2 out of the last 3 seasons if they keep this up. And they've held Ridgefield in check. Just 1 run in the ball game for the Raptors. Now 4-1 margin. Bellingham has led all game long ever since the top of the first. And now Jim Clem talking with the field umpire. He's talking with the home umpire. I don't know what happened after the mound visit, but he either was having some words or receiving some words from the umpires. Not aggressively, but for some reason something needed to be clarified with Jim Clem, the pitching coach. Now he's back in the dugout. Ryan Bytel back to the mound, and we are ready to resume. Patrick Stark is the runner on second. John Peck, the base runner, on first. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning. 4-1 lead for Bellingham. Caden Connor at the plate. He's already ahead. 2 balls and no strikes. Bytel looks back at the runner, comes to the plate, hammered to right center field. The right fielder has a play, makes the catch. The runners will hold, and a fly out to right field that was hit on a rope by Caden Connor, that Emilio Corona was able to step in front, hit pretty much directly at him, and that is the 2nd out of the inning. Grant Heiser to the plate. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game, has a 6-game hitting streak. All 6 games he's played in this summer. He's now 8 for 19 on the season. Has just 1 RBI on the year. But he's got a chance here. Takes a strike at the bottom of the zone from Bytel. 2 outs, runners in first and second. On deck is Will Chambers with his league leading 4 home runs. Tied around the West Coast League with 4. And 5 doubles for Will. If Heiser could get on base, he would be the tying run, as he is now. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball in for a strike. 0-2 the count with 2 outs. Ridgefield stranded 2 runners in the 5th inning. Stranded runner in scoring position in the 4th inning. Stranded runner in scoring position in the 3rd. They have left 6 on base today. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Here comes Bytel. Breaking ball chipped backwards off the bat of Grant Heiser. Stays an 0-2 count to Grant. Ridgefield doesn't mind leaving runners on base. They've left an absurdly high number on base the last few games. Left 17 on in a win last series. Left 15 on base in a win over Yakima Valley. You get enough runners on, and if enough of them score, it doesn't matter if some else get left on. But right now they need these guys to score. 0-2 pitch, hit foul on the third base side. Bounces into the netting over our photographer Carl, who stays safe on that side in the shadows. On a windy day here in Ridgefield, blowing out to right field. The Bells have made use of the wind. The margin right now is the 3-run home run when the wind carried it in the first. Otherwise, we'd be tied 1-1 right now. The 0-2 pitch is a breaking ball in for a strike, and the Raptors leave 2 again. It remains a 4-1 ball game as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Stay with us here on the Raptors live stream.
Baseball is back, and Peace Health is excited to once again sponsor the Ridgefield Raptors as they vie for the West Coast League title. Raptors games make a great family outing. Bring the whole crew to the ballpark to enjoy a safe, fun outdoor event featuring the thrills of Raptors baseball. As the largest health provider in Clark County, Peace Health is ready to step up to the plate and keep your family in the game, whether it's a routine appointment or specialty emergency care. Peace Health and the Ridgefield Raptors, 2 great teams.
The Ridgefield Raptors are back, where the entire family can watch top-level college baseball players live at the Rourke. Now, kids 12 and under get in free with a paid adult for all Sunday afternoon Raptors games. Enjoy local Southwest Washington baseball with the whole family this summer. Sunday games are at 105 and are presented by Peace Health and the Columbian. Come cheer on your Ridgefield Raptors all season long. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Nick Nygaard comes back out on the mound for what could become his longest relief appearance on this season. He's tended to go 2 innings. He now comes in for his 3rd. He did go 3 2/3 innings against Portland earlier this month. For the last 3 appearances, he's gone 2 innings or 2 1/3. And he's already pitched 2 scoreless innings here against against the Bellingham Bells. He keeps the margin at it is, but the Raptors yet to provide some run support the last few innings. It's 4-1, Bellingham leading into the top of the 8th inning. Nick Nygaard will face the heart of the lineup. Luis Aviles, Grayson Sterling, Charlie Somm, 3, 4, and 5-hole hitters who have been fairly productive. An RBI walk for Aviles earlier this game, a 3-run home run for Charlie Somm. Ridgefield has actually hit better than Bellingham, at least in terms of number of hits, 8-4. Ridgefield has doubled up the Bells, but they trail 4-1. Nygaard back to the mound, top of the 8th inning. Luis Aviles out of Tulane, the batter, right-handed hitter, takes a ball outside from the Portland Pilot in Nick Nygaard. He's had a good mix of fastball, change, slider so far this game. Then he has struck out 4 through the first 2 innings, giving him just 1 hit and no runs. He's behind 1-0. Nygaard now throws a strike and swung on to right field. Caden Connor makes a diving play and he short hops it. It's not a catch. A good call by the field umpire. It did hit right in front of the glove of Caden Connor, and he did trap it on the grass, so he makes sure it doesn't get behind him, but it is a single for Luis Aviles. Connor kind of was deciding to want to lay out headlong and completely go for it. He kind of took a half dive and just trapped it right on the turf in the outfield. And it's a leadoff single for Aviles, and Grayson Sterling to the plate, who was 0 for 3 in the ball game. Now steps up with nobody out and a runner on first. Nygaard throws a half swing and he went around. Strike 1 to Sterling. These 2 players, the pitcher and hitter, both playing in the West Coast League for the 2nd time, and they both switched teams. And they were not on the same team and went Sterling on Ridgefield and Nygaard on Kelowna. And then they swap where Nygaard's now in Ridgefield and Sterling's up in Bellingham. And again, facing each other. 0-1 pitch is a called strike to Grayson Sterling. 1-1 the count from, 0-2 the count from Nick Nygaard. Sterling yet to extend his 4-game hitting streak. Hit really well against Bellingham. When he used to play for the Raptors, now playing in a gray Bells uniform. As a runner on first, nobody out in the top of the 8th. The 0-2 from Nick Nygaard runs outside on the fastball. 87 miles an hour from Nick. There's a 4-seamer that'll run up to the mid to high 80s. It's a 4-1 lead for Bellingham. After that 3-run home run that carried with the win in the first, both teams have just scored 1 run since then. Nygaard looks at the runner on first, comes to the plate. It's blooped in foul territory and narrowly misses the light pole as it travels over the netting against the wind into the left field side. Stays a 1-2 count from Nick Nygaard, who pitched at University of Portland, had a 6.65 ERA in 21 innings this spring for Portland. Now for the Raptors, he has a 1.92 ERA, facing some good competition. 1-2 pitch fouled off the hands. This will also summit the netting on the left field side, get into the bleachers where it bounces over a few sides, and a wily fan comes out to grab the souvenir. 1-2's the count to Grayson Sterling. Infield and double play depth. Outfield straight up, and a field that's now completely covered in shadows. Sunset about 20 minutes away. Nobody out, runner on first. Nygaard kicks and delivers. It is at the letters, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bellingham scored their additional run in the 5th inning. That canceled out the solo home run by Tafton Hensley in the bottom of the 4th. That's the 1 run that the Raptors have posted today. 4-1 lead for Bellingham. Nygaard comes to the plate with the 2-2, swung on and missed, and he's got his 5th strikeout of the relief appearance. Nick Nygaard continues to craftily miss the barrels. That is the 7th strikeout of the ballgame for Ridgefield pitchers. That means free taco coupons for all the fans in attendance, thanks to Taco Bell. Good crowd on hand here in the series opener on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday series between the Raptors and the Bells. Charlie Somm to the plate. First pitch to Charlie's, big swing and a miss to the incoming freshman for the Cardinal of Stanford. He hit a home run in the first inning, 3-run shot. Right after Nate Wheeldryer had nearly worked out of trouble. But Somm got under one and just took it into the jet stream into right field. 0-1 pitch outside, and it's 1-1. 1 on, runner on first in the top of the 8th. That 3-run lead for the Bells with the margin, the home run by the current batter, Charlie Somm. That was in the first inning. Now in the 8th, he's got his 4th at-bat. He has not gotten aboard since that home run. 1-1 pitch from Nygaard. Started to go around, held back. It just misses the outer black. Ball 2 from Nick Nygaard. 1 out, runner on first. Infield remaining prepared for the double play. Charlie Somm at the plate, left-handed pitcher against right-handed hitter. 2-1 is a called strike from Nygaard. Nick went to Columbia River High School. The 21-year-old on the mound right now, trying to post a 3rd straight scoreless inning. Gave up a leadoff single on this frame, but then a strikeout, and now he's got a 2-2 count on Charlie Somm. Nygaard looks at the runner on first, comes to the plate, a half swing, and did he go around? Yes, he did. Another strikeout for Nick Nygaard, who has 6 strikeouts in the ball game. And he's only faced 10 hitters now. He's only gotten 2 outs that weren't via strikeout, a pop-up and a ground ball. So he's yet to allow a ball to the outfield. At least it was caught. There was a couple hits, but here's the first pitch to Ty Saunders. It's outside to the shortstop, who's hitting 167 on the year. 0 for 3 in the ball game for the fellow Portland Pilot. So pair of college teammates matching up against each other here in the 8th inning. 2 outs, runner on first. Nygaard, the pitcher, throws the 1-0. It's called a strike, and he evens the count against Saunders. Both of them coming to University of Portland from the state of Washington. Ty Saunders from Anacortes, while Nick Nygaard's from Vancouver. They both go just over the border down to Portland. 1-1 pitch from Nick Nygaard. It is swung on and hit to center field. Coming in is Reese Hernandez. He'll have to wait on it and play it on a bounce. And it's a 2-out single for Ty Saunders. So Saunders on the day goes 1 for 2 against Nick Nygaard. He had struck out against Nick earlier this ball game back in the 6th. Gets the better of Nick here, but there's still only runners in first and second. Nick Nygaard could work out of this. After all, he stranded a runner on second last inning. A.J. Davis to the plate, getting 191 on the season. Hitless in their most recent series against Bend, and he's 0 for 2 in the ball game today. 2 outs, runners in first and second. Nygaard looks back at second, throws. It's down and in, ball 1. Probably the last inning of work for Nygaard, although there's nobody throwing in the bullpen right now. If he works out of it, who knows, but the most important thing right now is just record one more out and get out of the 8th inning. Bellingham leading 4-1. 1-0 pitch from Nygaard. Fastball that just misses. 2-0 from Nick. A.J. Davis, the third baseman from Lewis Clark State, hits pretty much everything to left field. He's only had a couple balls that were to the right of second base, and those were just barely. The outfield playing pretty straight up against him, so actually a pretty big hole in left center right now. 2 outs. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Nygaard. It is right down the middle, strike 1. The second baseman, Norton, playing behind the bag, so they've shifted the infield, recognizing the spray chart of A.J. Davis. So a giant hole to where the second baseman normally would be, towards right field. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swung on and blooped towards right, and foul. In on the hands of A.J. Davis, who was jammed by Nick Nygaard. A.J. Davis originally from Clarkston, Washington, and the 22-year-old trying to extend the lead here for Bellingham. Already up by 3, but an insurance run in scoring position here in the top of the 8th. Ridgefield will have their final 6 outs to work with. They'll bring up Will Chambers next inning. 2-2 pitch is swung on and hit to right field. Caden Connor running towards the line, and Caden gets under and makes the catch in fair territory for out number 3. 2 innings in a row. Nick Nygaard allows a runner to reach scoring position, but nothing doing. Nygaard has gone 3 innings. No runs allowed for the University of Portland Pilot. It remains a 4-1 ball game here in Ridgefield. The Bells have the lead. The Raptors down to their final 6 outs.
Dick Hanna Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn, or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Oh, I love family road trips. Wind in my ears, treats in my mouth, and peace of mind knowing Les Schwab did our tires, brakes, and alignment. Like Les Schwab, my family's safety is my first priority. Well, that and squeaky toys.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked number 1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Leading off the bottom of the 8th inning is Will Chambers, a 4-1 lead for the Bellingham Bells. Ryan Beitel throws and Chambers loses the bat, and it goes all the way up to the top of the netting and comes down harmlessly. Nobody on deck on that side, and it doesn't get into the stands, and Will Chambers completely lost the handle, goes out to retrieve it, and will walk back to the batter's box for a 0-1 count. First time we've seen that this season, despite some games played in the rain and odd conditions, but it finally does happen. It's got to happen once every season. Somebody's got to do it, and now Will has a better grip, and we'll take an 0-1 from Ryan Bytel. Takes this one high, ball 1. 1-1 the count to Will Chambers, leadoff man in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bellingham up 4-1. It's the 4, 5, and 6 hole hitters for Ridgefield coming up. Tafton Hensley on deck with his home run earlier today. 1-1 pitch from Bytel. Inside 2-1 to Will Chambers, who has not gotten on base today. Chambers batting .313 on the year. Used to be more of a speedster, he was saying. He had his first significant knee injury his sophomore year of high school and couldn't really do a whole lot running-wise and baseball-wise after that sophomore year. 2-1 pitch, holds back and runs the count to 3-1. So he just lifted a lot, got bigger. He said he came back junior year and everyone was taken aback because he had gained 60 pounds from his sophomore to junior year at West Ranch High School down in Santa Clarita. 3-1 pitch to Chambers is outside, ball 4, and the former speedster is on base at first. He'll acknowledge that he's a power hitter. Came back and the knee injuries kind of dampened down his speed, added a lot of muscle, and now more of a power guy. Gets aboard with a walk, his 19th of the season. Or excuse me, 17th of the season, which breaks the tie. He was tied for first with Paul Myro of Oregon State and Walla Walla. So 17th walk, and more importantly, a runner on first for Ridgefield, which needs some base runners here. Down by 3, Tafton Hensley to the plate. Ryan Bytel still on the mound. Hensley hits one high in the air, right side of the infield. It'll tail towards foul territory and get out of play. Strike 1 on Tafton, who has a single, a home run, and a ground out. College of the Canyons outfielder is Tafton Hensley with his college teammate on first base. Throw down to first and gets back. In fact, we have a pinch runner now for Will Chambers. It's Micah McDowell who came in, himself out of Oregon State. So 0-1 count to Tafton Hensley with nobody out, bottom of the 8th inning. Bytel throws, it's a big swing, and he just missed the 82-mile-an-hour throw from Bytel. 0-2 the count to Tafton Hensley. The runner on first, 3-run deficit. Ridgefield with another game tomorrow and the next day, both at 6:35 against the Bellingham Bells. 0-2 pitch upcoming from Ryan Bytel. It is down and away, ball 1 from Ryan, who got in some trouble last inning, worked out of it, and has stayed in the game. He's worked 2 innings, both scoreless, given up just 1 hit, but stranded 2 last inning. Ridgefield finally working a walk. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed in the dirt, and a throw down to first. McDowell just gets back in time. Hensley is retired on the strikeout, and Dominic Enbody to the plate. Ridgefield did not draw any walks to the first 6 innings of this ball game. Then a walk in the 7th, but there were 2 runners stranded in the 7th. Then a walk to lead off this inning by Will Chambers, who's then pulled for a pinch runner. McDowell still at first as the replacement runner. Dominic Enbody, the batter, against right-handed pitcher in Ryan Bytel. 1 out, 1 on. Ryan throws, swing, and a miss by Enbody. A 4-1 lead for Bellingham. Dominic had that game-winning hit against the Bend Elks on June 15th, a blooper to center field in the top of the 9th inning. Then the very next day, he scored the game-winning run against the Bend Elks in a pickle and a throw that got away from the Elks, and he scored the go-ahead run in the top of the 9th. So 2 straight games of heroics for Dominic Enbody a couple weeks ago. Part of a sweep for Ridgefield, which turns out to be quite a significant couple of games that very nearly ended in Bend wins. But a couple of dramatic games there have helped out Ridgefield as Enbody slices one foul. 0-2 the count to Dominic. 1 out runner on first. Right now, Ridgefield trails the Corrales Knights by 3 games in the standings. if you take out those 2 wins, if Bend had won those 2 games like they were nearly in position to do so, Ridgefield would instead be 9-9 on the year and barely in playoff position. 0-2 to Enbody, swings kind of jammed, but he gets good contact to center field, fairly deep, but playable for Jernin. And he makes the catch in center field. Enbody throwing the hands at it quickly, and as inside as it was, he still got the barrel in, kept his hands inside and made good contact, but an ins and a fly out. 2 down in the inning, and Bradley Norton to the plate. Bottom of the 8th here in Ridgefield. Norton, who has a double on the day, he's 1 for 3. Making his first start in a Raptors uniform, came in late out of Rutgers, kind of rehabbing the back injury and finishing out school there, and came out west to Ridgefield for the rest of the summer. With 2 outs, he's at the plate with a runner on first. A breaking ball drops late and is called a strike to Norton. Got rung up last inning on a pitch he disagreed with, as did all the fans. But he did double in the 4th inning and hit a line drive in the 2nd that caught. Takes a half swing on the 0-1 and does go around. He's in an 0-2 hole, 2 outs, runner on first. Bellingham up 4-1 in this contest. Corvallis still trailing 1-0 to the Bend Elks. So that's good news for the Raptors. If they want to overtake Corvallis in the first half or just at some point. Norton swings at the 0-2 out in front of the off speed, and he strikes out. And good work by Ryan Bytel, who strands 3 runners between last inning and this one. And if that's it for Ryan, he's gone 3 scoreless. Keeps the Ridgefield Raptors hitters in check. This inning goes with no hits, no runs, no errors, 1 left on. And we head to the top of the 9th inning. It's the Bells 4 and the Raptors 1.
Found a giant spider in my bed.
Stepped outside and a hornet stung my head.
Got ants around my sink,
And I am starting to think the experts that I know are gonna make me pest-free.
Natural pest control, killing your bugs and rodents, baby. Natural pest control. Call today, get a quote for free.
Hey baseball fans, after the game visit A, the area's premier gaming, dining, entertainment, and meeting destination. A is a proud supporter of the Ridgefield Raptors and the perfect place to meet up with friends after a Raptors win for dinner, drinks, and great times. Keep the fun and excitement going after the 9th inning and grab beers at Tom's Urban, or enjoy a perfectly cooked porterhouse at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. With 100,000 square feet of gaming space, 15 different restaurants, bars, and retail outlets to choose from, A has just what you need to turn your night at the ballgame into a night you won't forget. A, just off I-5 at exit 16, ILANIresort.com.
Ninth inning here in Ridgefield. Thanks for joining us on the Raptors live stream. New pitcher for the Raptors is Cooper Vasquez. Comes in to try to keep the margin at 4-1. Bellingham has led basically this entire game. Cooper Vasquez comes in after 3 solid innings by Nick Nygaard. At a University of Portland, Nygaard pitches the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings, allows no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts, 3 hits. And he strands all the batters that he allowed to reach, faces 12. And he gives way to Cooper Vasquez, who comes in here in the 9th inning out of Ohlone College, in the middle of transferring to Colorado Mesa, D2 program in Grand Junction, Colorado. He's got an ERA of 7.26 on the year, making his 4th appearance, and has gone 8 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, 12 hits, 8 walks for Vasquez. First batter he'll face is Malachi Knight, the left fielder who's been 0 for 3 today in his debut for the Bells. Headed to UCLA for this upcoming year, and he leads off the 9th inning. First pitch from Vasquez is a half swing off the barrel and fouled to the first base side when he didn't really go around, just kind of started to put the bat around, and it hit the barrel on a stationary bat when Malachi kind of stopped swinging, and it just goes foul. Out of Marysville Getchell High School, Knight now takes a pitch inside, and it nearly hit him on the shoulder. And it just missed the body of Malachi Knight. It's ball one from Nick Nygaard. 4-1 lead for the Bellingham Bells. We're in the top of the ninth inning. Ridgefield trying to avoid their third straight loss. They've had a good season so far, 4 series wins. Big swing and a miss by Malachi Knight. 1-2 is the count from Cooper Vasquez. Ridgefield losing the last 2 games against Portland. Won the first one in that series, but lost the latter half of that series to the Pickles. Now back at home to open up this series tonight against the Bellingham Bells. 1-2 pitch is outside from Vasquez. The fastball sitting around 89-90 on the last couple four-seamers from Cooper, who throws the fastball most often. He'll throw a slider and a changeup here and there, but primarily a fastball guy. 2-2 pitch goes to the slider, and it's popped up into right field. Caden Connor coming in, and Bradley Norton gives way. The right fielder Connor makes the catch. 1 out in the ninth inning, and Emilio Corona to the plate. Bellingham trying to extend their lead. Ridgefield will come up in the bottom of the ninth inning. Patrick Stark is the scheduled hitter. Reese Hernandez would be next, and then to the top of the order, and John Peck. Top of the ninth inning here with Emilio Corona to the plate out of University of Washington. Takes the ball down low. Corona, who has popped out, walked, and popped out again. From San Luis Obispo, sophomore at UW. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and hit high in the air. Towering pop-up in the infield. Grant Heiser pointing at it. It's the pitcher Vasquez who wants to make the catch. It lands behind him, and it rolls all the way into foul territory. It landed it halfway in between the mound and the plate, and nobody could find it on a ball that... And now they're saying that's a foul ball because nobody touched it. Yeah, that's a foul ball. Nobody touched it in the infield. Vasquez let it bounce all the way to the backstop. And it took a while, and Grant Heiser kind of said to the umpire, hey, wait a minute, that's a foul ball, right? Because it landed in fair territory, but it went into foul territory, never reached the bag, so it's not fair until it gets to the outfield or if it's been touched, which it was not. So by rule, that's a foul ball, and still a ball that should have been caught, granted, but that's still better than what actually happened, where Corona ended up on second base. It landed with so much spin in front of the mound that it just spun all the way and got to the backstop, and Vasquez went to pick it up. Could have been the second out of the inning, but now it's a 1-1 pitch. He grounds to short. John Peck attacking it, throws to first, and in time to get the out. So Corona gets to second base on what he thought was going to be an error or a double or whatever it would have been ruled, but it goes foul, and then he grounds out on the very next pitch, and there's 2 outs in the top of the ninth inning. A bunch of the infielders coming in on a pop-up that hung in the air for a good 5, 6, 7 seconds and landed behind Vasquez. Here's the first pitch to the leadoff man, Daniel Jernin. Opened up this game with a 4-pitch walk in the top of the first. He scored on a 3-run home run that has proved to be the difference so far. 4-1 is the margin. He also has a single and a double on the day. 2 for 3 in the ball game. Another strike pumped in by Cooper Vasquez. He's ahead 0-2 with 2 outs. To Daniel Jernin out of Lower Columbia College, just a bit north from here, up I-5 in Longview, where the Raptors will go next week to play the Cowlitz Black Bears. Fouls off the 0-2. 2 outs, nobody on base. 4-1 is the score. Cooper Vasquez trying to keep it right here. 1 strike away from doing so. Daniel Jernin at the plate, throws the 0-2, and it just misses. 1-2 is the count from Cooper. Cooper Vasquez comes set, the righty out of the stretch, throws down low, ball 2. Yugo Hamakawa on deck. Jernin at the plate. 4-1's the lead for the Bellingham Bells, who are 7-11 on the year. Ridgefield opposite 11-7. Second place in the Southern Division, trying to keep in set with the Corvallis Knights, who still trail to bend by 1 run. A ball from Cooper Vasquez runs the count full to 3-2. Full count, 2 outs, 9th inning. Bases empty. 4-1 the lead for Bellingham. Portland Pickles leading 9-1 over Wenatchee right now. Up in Wenatchee. Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball just misses, and Cooper Vasquez allows his first base runner here. Throws a walk to Daniel Jernin. Fourth walk of the ball game for Ridgefield pitchers. Yugo Hamakawa to the plate out of Northwestern Oklahoma State. Has grounded one to second. Bradley Norton running over, makes the play in the hole, throws to first and wide of the first baseman. It hits the runner Hamakawa, glances out to right field, and the runner gets to third, who started at first. That was Jernin. Hamakawa stays at first. And Bradley Norton made a nice play to run to his left, make the grab, and then try to throw back to first, but it was a bit off the mark, and it actually hit the runner. It glanced out into right field and then had to go back and retrieve it. On the play, Jernin gets around to third, so an insurance run 90 feet away is the first error of the ball game for either team. It was not an easy play, but it'll go down E4 on Bradley Norton, his first error of the season. Luis Aviles, the batter. Vasquez trying to work around it. Throws outside, ball one to Luis. Out of Tulane University, has a single and a walk, an RBI. After he struck out the first two times, but has been more productive since then. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. Bellingham up 4-1. Vasquez comes to the plate. Aviles was taking all the way on a 1-0 pitch, right down Main Street, and he doesn't even look at it. It's 1-1. On deck is a pinch hitter. If Aviles gets on, they'll bring up Kyle Dunning. Takes outside on the 1-1. Aviles ahead 2-1, 2 outs. Bellingham up by 3 right now. Ridgefield will still have the bottom of the 9th no matter what happens here. Just depends how big the margin will be. 2-1 pitch is hit hard to center field. Going back is Hernandez towards the wall. Running all the way to the fence, and this one is gone. A home run to right center field. And the Bellingham Bells have broke this game a bit further open. It's 7-1. On a 3-run home run by Luis Aviles. The second 3-run home run of the day by the Bells. And a 7-1 Bellingham. 3 unearned runs off of Cooper Vasquez. Since that error with 2 outs extended the inning. And so all 3 runs coming in unearned off of Cooper. That scores Daniel Jernin and Yugo Hamakawa and Luis Aviles. So Bellingham has a 3-run home run in the first inning, a 3-run home run in the 9th inning. They bookend the ball game. Then another well-hit ball, this one by the pinch hitter Dunning. It'll take Hernandez all the way to the warning track, and just in front of the track, he makes the catch in left center. And Dunning is retired in the first and only pitch he will see today. That is, unless Ridgefield scores 6 runs and sends it to extras. 6 runs to tie, 7 runs to win. They're down to their final 3 outs. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning here in Ridgefield.
Dick Hanna Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn, or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Join the Ridgefield Raptors for warm sunshine, great food, and exciting top-level college baseball at the Rourke. Bring your family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers for a relaxing night outdoors this season. Your group can welcome us on the Les Schwab left field platform, the Leonard Holmes and Dick Hanna grass berms, or the First Centennial and Wellhaven Pet Health picnic areas. There's nothing like a Ridgefield Raptors summer baseball game. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
down to their final 3 outs here in this ball game. At a field where the Raptors are 7-2 on the year. Ridgefield went 11-16 here at home 2 seasons ago, their first year as a ball club. Here in their second season, they're 7-2. So an even record all time at 18-18 here at this park in West Coast League games. Right now, however, they trail 7-1. And we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. It'll be Patrick Stark to lead off for the Raptors, the 8-hole hitter who is 2 for 3 in the ball game. Patrick headed to Loyola Marymount this upcoming year. He'll face a new pitcher in Greg Blackman out of Lewis and Clark College down in Portland. 5'10", 175-pounder. Is making his 5th appearance of the year, yet to give up an earned run. And so Blackman comes on, the 21-year-old, to the mound for what is no longer a save opportunity. He was warming up in the bullpen in the 8th inning when the margin was still 3. But a 3-run home run last inning means the deficit is now 6 runs for Ridgefield. And taking strike for Patrick Stark. 0-1 the count to start out the bottom of the 9th inning. Patrick's had a nice day. He singled in the 3rd, singled in the 7th. And just his 3rd start here for the Raptors. Takes a strike. He's behind 0-2 from Greg Blackman. Was faced 4 different teams here in the West Coast League, now making his 5th appearance against a 5th different team, and every time he's allowed no runs, earned or unearned, and just 1 hit on the season. Patrick Stark takes another one, and on the outside corner, strike 3. Greg Blackman attacks the zone and gets the strikeout to open up the bottom of the 9th. Reese Hernandez to the plate, who's also had a nice day. Productive bottom part of the lineup. The 7, 8, and 9-hole hitters today have all collected hits. A double for Norton, 2 singles for Stark, and 2 singles for Hernandez. Reese takes outside. 1-0 the count to Reese Hernandez. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 9th inning, 7-1 the score. Bellingham on top. I think we'll talk with Eli Schubert in the post-game show today. Breaking ball down low from Blackman, who throws 3 straight strikes to Patrick Stark and then 2 straight balls to Reese Hernandez. Hitting .304 and improving that today with a 2 for 3 performance. Takes strike 1 from Greg Blackman. We'll play tomorrow as well, 6:35, and same time the next day as well. 3-game series is just getting underway today. 2-1 pitch to Reese is down, ball 3. Ridgefield's offense not quite as hot the last few games after they scored 15 runs in the series opener last series. They've scored 3 runs the last 2 games and just 1 run today. 3-1 pitch upcoming from Blackman is way outside, and Hernandez draws the walk. 3rd walk of the day for the Raptors. First for Reese Hernandez, who had jumped out to near the league lead in walks when he joined the team partway through this season. Had 9 walks just in the first few games of the year for Reese. And then he went 9 games without a walk, and drew a walk last game, and now he's on a 2-game walk streak, including that base on balls there. 1 on, 1 out. Ridgefield needs some base runners, and John Peck will try to join the party. Takes a ball inside from Greg Blackman. Down 7-1 is Ridgefield. They're 11-7 on the year. If they don't come back in this one, they'll still be 3 games above 500. 1-0 pitch from Blackman is a bit outside. 2-0 to John Peck. John was the first one to walk in the ballgame today, and that was in the 7th inning, and now Ridgefield has drawn a walk each inning since then, 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. Still just 3 walks drawn by the Raptors, who have put up 1 run on a solo home run. Taft and Hensley with it. Called strike on John Peck. It's 2-1. As it stands, Tafton represents the tying run, although he won't come up for 4 more batters. But hey, if John Peck can start something, maybe we'll keep it going. 2-1 pitch, sprayed foul, 2-2 from John Peck. Hernandez on first base. We're back to the top of the order here with John. Had 3 hits in the series down in Portland. And a couple of doubles. He's up to a .307 batting average. Out of Moore Park, California, right-hand hitter against right-hand pitcher in Greg Blackman. Throw down to first, and Hernandez gets back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 9th inning. John Peck digs in, preparing for the 2-2. Here comes Blackman, swung on and hit back up the middle. Not very hard, and a ground ball off the glove of the shortstop Saunders. Reese Hernandez scampers to third, and Peck is safe at first on what probably will be ruled a base hit. And indeed, it is a single for John Peck. 2 runners aboard here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Hernandez to third. Nice diving attempt from Ty Saunders, but the shortstop just couldn't quite get the webbing all the way around the ball. It bounces off the end of the glove into center field for a 1-out base hit. Caden Connor to the plate. John Peck with the single, his first base hit on the day. And Caden Connor, who had a 4-game hit streak broken last game, now looking to start a new one here. Not yet gotten a hit, but need one here to make the inning a little bit better. 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. He takes outside from Greg Blackman, who threw a 3-pitch strikeout to open up this inning, but then walked the next guy, and then a single. Runners on the corners, 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning. 6-run deficit for the Raptors. 1-0 pitch from Blackman is on the outside corner to Caden Connor. Strike 1. Ridgefield just turning on the offense most of this season. They just had a few games here and there where nothing was working all that much, but when they have had those rough games, they've done well to come back in the next few and put up a lot more runs. 1-1 pitch, tails outside, 2-1. 7-1's the score. Bellingham has led all game, had a pair of 3-run home runs today. And the 2-1 pitch is hit foul. The runner from first was going. Peck was trying to steal. And the foul ball evens the count at 2-2. Ridgefield has been held to 1 run one other time. They lost the series opener to Yakima Valley 10-1. They came back to win that series. Right now they trail 7-1. 2-2 is the count from Greg Blackman. Here's the pitch. It is on the outside corner, just catching, and it's strike 3 on Caden Connor. Down to the final out, the Raptors need some work from Grant Heiser. Will Chambers on deck. Heiser comes to the plate with a 1-for-4 performance so far, a single in the 5th inning. Extends his hit streak to 6 games. And the right-handed batter out of Seattle University steps in against the Lewis and Clark pitcher and Blackman, who throws a first pitch slider for a strike. So it's Seattle versus Portland here. The Portland-based Lewis and Clark College pitcher gets ahead 0-1 to Grant Heiser. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Blackman throws. It's hit towards the third baseman, fielded on 2 hops. He'll go the short way. Davis throws to second and gets the out to Hamakawa, and the ball game is over. Final score here from Ridgefield is 7-1. The Bellingham Bells take game 1. Stay tuned here for the post-game show and a post-game interview, I believe, with Eli Schubert, and we'll chat after this one. The series still has 2 more games to go. Like I said, Ridgefield took a big loss to Yakima Valley to open up their last home series. 10-1 was the final score, even worse than this one. But Ridgefield came back with a couple of big wins, scoring 13 runs the next 2 games to take the series against Yakima Valley, which was the best team in the league at that point, the best winning percentage. Bellingham now improves to 8-11 on the year. Ridgefield drops to 11-8. Let's take a look around the scores. Bend is still leading Corvallis in Central Oregon 2-0. So if Corvallis loses that one, it would remain a 3-game margin between the Knights and the Raptors. The Portland Pickles have jump-started their season after winning the final 2 games against the Raptors. They're leading Wenatchee 14-1 over the Apple Sox on the road. Port Angeles leads Yakima Valley 7-1. As Eli Schubert joins me here on the post-game show. Eli, I'm going to hand you the headset, and I'm going to hang on to this. Okay. There we go. Can you hear me very well there?
Yeah, I can.
Good. Okay. Well, final score here is 7-1. Bellingham wins this one, but we knew they had the best ERA in the league coming in, so we knew it's tough to get hits off of Bellingham. But like we were talking about, lost the first one to Yakima Valley, only scored 1 run, came back to win the series. I have a feeling we got a good shot here. What do you think about the rest of this series here against Bellingham?
I think Eric Chavarria put out a good show, and Bellingham overall, they competed on the mound tonight. I don't know the depth of their staff, but I think we might have a chance the next 2 games.
You didn't pitch today, but you did come up on the broadcast once. Mentioned Chavarria, who had a good start here for Bellingham. He pitches for Lewis Clark State. You also pitched for Lewis Clark State. Back on June 1st in the NAIA World Series, he started. You were the first reliever to come in a game you won back on June 1st against Southeastern. Did you get to talk to Eric at all, and what was that like to see your college teammate pitch against your West Coast League team?
It's kind of weird because it's like I want to cheer him on, but I don't want to cheer him on. It's kind of splitting my loyalty, but Eric's a good guy, and I mean, it was kind of impartial, and he did well, and he's a good teammate back at LC. But obviously, since we don't have a face-off, if he's not hitting, it's a little different. I have another teammate who was playing third tonight, and I'll hopefully see him tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fair. Conflict of interest, that's fine. I don't blame you for a little bit on both sides.
Yeah.
Tell me about if you come in to pitch, what it'll be like. I mean, I don't know if you're expecting for a long relief outing later this series or what you're thinking. What's kind of your hope for what your personal involvement in this series will look like?
I've got 3 LC teammates on the other team, and I didn't have a great year in the spring, and I kind of want to prove to them that I can pitch in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Hopefully we have a lead and shut it down. I really enjoy coming in late in the game and being the one that restricts their runs so that we can take home a win.
Last thing for you, Eli, is Bellingham wins the game 7-1. You can join us tomorrow at 6:35. The last thing for you, you're going to spend the first half of the summer here in Ridgefield and play for the Raptors. Then you've got some other things upcoming. You're getting married next month. You got the honeymoon and family reunion, all that. Tell me about what you hope for the rest of the summer, both on and off the field.
Well, I'm hoping to get some more innings, get to work on some things, and pitch well for the Raptors until July 14th, which will be my last day. Which I'll be getting married to my beautiful fiance Erin right here on the field right before the game, as officiated by Josh Warden, your broadcaster here, which will be a lot of fun. I think that'll be kind of like my final hurrah with the Raptors, and then go off to the honeymoon and family reunion, and then I'll be back in Lewiston to go get better there from August till I come back, maybe in 2022 with the Raptors. But yeah, really excited for the next couple weeks, and I'm excited I'm blessed enough to have the people that I know here at Raptors to allow me to get married on a baseball field.
Yeah.
It's a big deal for me.
Not a better way to finish out the season, your second season with the Raptors, and so we're honored to be a part of it. I'm looking forward to that day on July 14th.
Yep.
So make sure to be here at the home game. You can watch Eli get married. Eli and Aaron, former student athletes at LCC and then on to Lewis Clark State, and so mark that day in your calendar. Come out to the ballpark July 14th. And watch Eli get hitched. It's legal. It's the legal wedding on July 14th. So come out that day here at the Rourke. Eli, thanks for joining me on the post-game show. We look forward to 2 straight wins tomorrow and the next day and shutting down your LC teammates and whatever day you pitch. So join us tomorrow. First pitch at 6:35 here from the Rourke. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.